Good evening, everybody. Welcome to America's Third Party. I'm David Sponheim. I'm overexposed. Yes, we're overexposed. All of us are. That's right, to radiation. Believe it or not, radiation is proliferating around the globe. And I just wanted to show you
I had to see Trump up close,
what we're doing.
so I headed to...
We are dealing with a situation with Fukushima dumping 6 swimming pools of irradiated fluid, water, into the Pacific Ocean every single day, and nobody seems to care. In America, no one is talking about the dangerous radiation drifting into the Pacific Ocean. There's a lot of things we're not talking about, and that's why we are doing our show every night. We have an interactive virtual chat show, and because I came into this show tonight a little bit late, what I'm really doing is adjusting the camera. So you're going to see me pull the lights down a little bit on my face and kind of lower the impression I'm giving you that I'm irradiated. But no, I've checked the radiation levels, and they are pretty much higher now than ever before in my area. The worst area is California, Oregon. There's areas across the country like Atlanta, Georgia, that have higher levels than the rest of the country. Chicago, because it's kind of a central area where radiation flows over that area, hotter area in terms of radiation. But these are things we're never going to be able to stop. We have to slow down. So I have a solution to get rid of the radiation drip into the ocean, and it's one of the things that I'm going to be putting together as President of the United States, reaching out to Shinzo Abe to try to focus on solving the problems of Fukushima. I believe TEPCO is not doing enough. And we as a nation need to be proactive instead of just sitting there ignoring the problem like Obama has done. He's ignored a lot of problems because the Democrats don't want to look bad. They always want to put a positive tint on things. And as you can tell, it's not working. All right, we are in the midst of Freedom Friday, and there's nothing more beautiful and free than the beautiful earth that we love and hold dear. And I believe freedom and a clean environment are synonymous. You have the freedom to breathe clean air. Why haven't we pursued this topic? I'm going to open up the Vaughn chat room right now and find out where you guys are at. We just got back from a large 2-day road trip to Seattle. We just arrived. We literally pulled in the door 4 minutes ago. And we were at Seattle last night in a hotel room. A lot of you saw our show. Yeah. And I know, many of you are wondering, gee, what happened today? Was he okay? I know, I was like 2 minutes late on the start of my show. It is live, yes. Guest on. Okay, guest chat is enabled, guys. We are committed to doing at least a 3-hour show every night, which we've done. This is not pre-recorded. Hi, have you? A lot of you people are thinking this is pre-recorded. No, we've been doing live shows consistently. We've never skipped a beat. Our shows were on the road during our road trips in 2010 and 2012. We've been doing amazing nightly chats with people. We're never going to give up. We really aren't. So if people think we're just going to go away, they're confused. They don't know the caliber of people that Sarah and I are. I am a steamroller. Thank you, Sir Waffles. I believe that the best solution for our country is to have 2 people who are good, honest people fight for the rights of the American people. And if we can do that, then we can pull this off and change the dimension of American politics as we know it.
Oh, you got coffee?
Yeah, I got coffee. You can turn the portable coffee machine off if you want.
Okay.
You just shut it off. If you want to bring the other cup of coffee in, that'll be great.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been drinking old coffee from 2 days ago. Well, it was just, I don't waste coffee, so I put it in my thermos, and we've been trickling along. I'll even drink it cold. But when you're on a road trip, folks, it's exhilarating. I just witnessed 3 hours nonstop interaction today with people in the technology sector helping kids learn, and challenged by all the different factors involved in kids learning today. These teachers and technologists, thank you so much, have become almost champions, considering how much work they have to engage in just to stay attentive to the children's needs. I talk to so many different people that have different methods to reach kids using technology that is unbelievable. The level of technological growth over the past 10 years, Sarah and I have been going to some of these conventions, has been kind of eye-opening. But yet we still are not seeing major differences in the way kids behave.
Oh, that's weird. That must be my dead mouse.
Okay. But the reality is the kids need these tools just to percolate and to get their ideas going and to get interested. But I think what's happened is we've got the old guard of the administration out there who make continual mistakes in overburdening the school system with all this pressure for kids to perform that kids just don't want to even learn. They're getting burned out. So with all this technology, you'd think everyone would be like, oh yeah, this is great. Well, the Lego leagues that are out there for kids, that's improving quite a bit. There's a lot of energy there, but you get people just joining these organizations just to be, their family wants the kid to join. So, oh yes, Johnny's in the Lego league. They're studying robotics, but not every kid is engaged. Not everybody is learning. So we've got a long haul to get this country to turn around and to get more ingenuity and innovation out there. More startup companies need to be built. We are sitting in kind of an economic lull where the Democrats and Republicans have not been able to solve the problems facing the country. As a former Democrat, I was the former Democrat of many years ago. I left the Democratic Party in 2007, and then briefly for a short time I wanted to test the Democratic Party out, and I'm doing an experiment really in how this country operates. And in 2014 I had a choice between preferring Republican or preferring Democrat when I ran. So I just threw the name Preferred Democrat out there. And I was like fish food in a piranha tank. The foreign press beat me up in the news, calling me names that I can't even reiterate here. The Democrats feel threatened by me because I stepped away from their party really for about 7 years. And now I've never been ostensibly more happy being a centrist. A centrist, in my opinion, exhibits a concern for the fiscal imbalances in our economy. A centrist also concerns himself with the homeless problems, but doesn't want to bankroll it on the taxpayer. The emerging centrist movement in this country will find fiscally conservative issues or fiscally conservative solutions to socially liberal issues. That's my goal. All right, look, Dave, what's up with Larry posts? Larry, I don't know what that is. Yeah. I'm not sure. Great. That's just as, yeah, I got a 15% take in the Democratic election in 2014. I pulled 4,200 votes, essentially, while they were stealing my signs. It had me as a Democrat because I chose at that time to say Preferred Democrat, because I was up against, a lot of people at the time. The people the guy that did win it was a Republican, and he's just total glad-hander. He'll say whatever anybody wants to hear. He'll just give them whatever they want to hear. He was approached, the guy in my area who won this, he was approached by a company that makes ferries that move people across the Puget Sound. And the company that built this horrible ferry over here ended up approaching him and saying, hey, you want another ferry? And the guy just said, oh, okay, sure. Without even questioning its effectiveness in the waters. It's built too high, it takes on gale winds, they can barely steer it into port. So they got two of them. Wasted another $42 million. And I was trying to get fiscal sanity back in the position of helping these people. And it's almost like we're beating our heads against the wall right now with these local elections. So I'm going for a long challenge too. Leroy, thank you for that. But I'm going for a long shot, which is the Hail Mary, run for the presidency, drive the news forward. Ed's looking for money to get a car, even though you need more than a car, Ed. You need a place to live. You should be asking for a van. I mean, you keep saying you need a car. Yeah. Van you can live in. Ed's been homeless almost all his life. So he's got a GoFundMe page there trying to get money. Yeah, thanks, Larry, for looking all these ridiculous things up. Yeah, there's a lot of negative stuff out there that I can't control. Censorship is beyond my... Yeah, fear of negative attack ads. It's funny. I've been living under this constant attack censorship. I didn't respond to their questions because number one, they approach that organization approaches every candidate with an intimidating style. I don't respond to intimidation. My first move at that point was to throw the letter in the garbage. Hey Dave, are you doing the Charlie Rose thing? Yes, we are. We've got the black screen, we got the hard color lights, the whole thing. I've got the picture of the waterfall because it's really important to me. And I've got to adjust the camera. So bear with me, hold on. We're not done yet. We have the ability to go up from where we were out last night, which was 600 by 480, because I was broadcasting from a hotel room. Now we're going into another mode where, yeah, we have 1280 by 720 now, which is HD, better than 1080. Pretty cool. Okay, so tonight's going to be a big night, 3 hours, and plus an extended show if you want to talk. Sarah is, believe it or not, Sarah is okay, considering she had a grueling day. I assisted her. She was a speaker, not a keynote speaker, but she was a speaker at this convention. And I gave her all the extra support that she needed. She was dealing with a pretty bad head cold, which I ended up giving her because I got a cold about 7 to 8 days ago. And it's just weird how every single convention we do, Sarah gets really sick prior. But luckily she hadn't reached that point where she had the chills. So got her some good Alka-Seltzer cold and flu medicine, which worked. Got her a half tab of that and got her through the day. She pulled off a very good seminar. It was fantastic. She had a lot of people engaged and she enjoyed it. Yeah. She was teaching coding. Yeah, she was all about, hey there, Sunstar. Google claims you have had things removed about yourself from Google. It just simply Google your name and it shows it. Weird. Google's messing me over. They're already purposely going after me on a nightly basis. We have a hit counter lock, Larry. We've had it for 4 years. When people go to our sites and watch our shows, even though we upload every night and keep an archive of our show on YouTube, I only use YouTube as a utility. I don't believe that the censorship that's going on is fair, but there's no one to call. There's no oversight whatsoever at Google. No one can. Thank you. I'm not high. No one is going to in any way answer the phone when you call them. Yeah, she does some. She teaches kids how to code early on in life. Code.org is one of the sites that's really good if you've got some kids and want to learn how to code. Code.org /learn has a fantastic resource for young people. Even you who are older, who are challenged by coding, might want to get into it. Well, if you don't know what coding is, it's the thing that nerds do that make them millions of dollars. Okay? Nerds get into this and they program the underbelly and the back side of the internet, and they work in many different ways. Yes. You know, it doesn't surprise me. Chris Christie endorsing Trump, it's just like the mob made it happen, you know. Hey, you guys, you're gonna have to get behind this Trump guy, because he can make a lot of things happen in the country, Hey, let's get Chris to join in, he's been a good team player, you know what I mean? I mean, this is what concerns me, is we've got this entrenched Republican hierarchy of corruption. And true in the Democratic Party, don't get me wrong. These people are completely owned. John Kerry, one of the wealthiest people in government, the largest investor in stock market ventures, they're allowed to use insider trading. Disappointing hair, what do you mean? Yeah, I usually get rave reviews for my hair. So driving across country, doesn't really give me any support, really. Well, maybe tomorrow will be a better hair day, since that's all you think about. Maybe you're living in a world where nothing matters to you except some incidental thing on the... Maybe I know what bothers you. Spots on your faucet. Some people, if they freak out when they have spots in their faucet, are you that kind of a person? Well, let's be clear. Whew, yeah. All right. So we had a fun night last night at the hotel. Wasn't that great? Yeah. I admit driving 200 miles, or excuse me, 120 miles will put a little dimensionality to my hair. It's not something that I need to worry about. Tonight is not going to be about my hair. It's going to be about your lack of freedom. It's going to be about how Donald Trump has purposely gone out of his way to claim that we should all boycott Apple, who, by the way, is joined now by none other than Microsoft. They piped in on this. They support Apple's refusal to turn over encrypted data software to the FBI and the NSA. You have a serious phobia of shower drains. That's funny. Yeah, maybe I should buy a bald cap and prank everybody. That'll be my first Google search, my eBay search tonight. Find a bald cap. So Donald is endorsing the NSA violating our encryption capabilities, our ability to hide a particle of information. None of us are acting as terrorists in this country, unless, of course, you're a jihadist or an extremist of any sort. But yet the government wants total access to our personal privacy. So, in other words, there is no such thing as privacy in the eyes of our government. I know, my hair is great, isn't it? Thank you. I know, it's great. It's amazing, too. David, who's worse, Rubio or Trump or Hillary? They're all bad. They're all bought off. Why are you even asking me that question? If you were asking me that question, if you're asking me that question because you're going to vote for one of those people, then you've already missed the whole point of a third party. I did give germs to her, yes. Reuters, giraffe brain. Let's take a look. You can't help but move a virus from one person to another. I mean, they're incredibly... You can wipe everything down. They'll pass in small amounts. Oh my gosh. 5 dead in a Washington State murder-suicide, folks. This is really serious. Oh my goodness. Police lined outside a rural property near Belfair, Washington today. In this handout photo provided by Mason County Sheriff, a man fatally shot 4 people believed to be members of his own family, then kept police at bay for several hours on Friday before killing himself. But a 12-year-old girl thought to be the gunman's daughter escaped the carnage. Wow. Although details of the slayings inside a rural home near the community of Belfair, about 25 miles west of Seattle, remain under investigation. It appeared to have stemmed from a family domestic situation. Wow. I'm so sorry to hear that. That 12-year-old girl is going to go through a lot of psychological therapy just to deal with that. I mean, how could anyone process such a horrible tragedy at such a young age? She'll hopefully have good people that can help her. Wow. I'm not a fan of Bernie. Bernie doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't have a clue. He doesn't even know that the Fed is a private corporation and needs to be ended. Bernie's living in a delusion that somehow the Democratic Party wants him to be their leader. I'm casting from a dark place. Yep. It's a place where evil persists in our society. Like this picture of Hillary. Is that disturbing or what? It's pretty disturbing. Is it breaking the signal up? Breaker, breaker, 1-9er. I'm losing it. I can't even keep it on the screen any longer. I hope I'm not giving you a headache. I know. The waterfall is a place where people hang out, man. No, we are going to have banking reform is definitely on the list. Removing everybody at the SEC that's currently occupying that job is a number one priority when I become president. Second of all, we want to build an infrastructure bank offering 2% loans to U.S. businesses. And the only requirement will be that they hire U.S. citizens at a living wage of $15 an hour. Now, this is a plan to actually get a separate funding option for growth in our economy. Now, my simple point is the Fed hasn't donated any of that expanded capital to U.S. businesses in a big way. Sure, they gave Caterpillar $7 billion during the mortgage debacle of 2009 and 8. Sure, they $7 billion was given to companies like Caterpillar, established companies. So I can't really say they didn't give any money to businesses, but they gave them to companies that then took the money and invested overseas. So what Caterpillar did was they decided some hocus pocus aluminum mining operation in Madagascar deserved $1.5 billion out of that $7 billion that they got. So the CEO gave that $1.5 billion to a bunch of unscrupulous businessmen from India and China, and it turns out there was no aluminum manufacturing operation. Can you imagine sending digitally $1.5 billion for something that doesn't exist? That's what they did. My MIG? Okay. Okay, many of you are getting server issues. I'm alerting you to that. Whenever you have a problem getting in, I've been having censorship issues at Vaughn. So we have another website you can go to, and you can just click on that link, and you'll see the video perfectly, and you can still get in the Vaughn chat room as a guest. All right? There you go. It's called AmericasThirdParty.com. All righty? I left the Democratic Party because they're corrupt. I told you that. I'm getting some problems over there. They're using me as a way of, somehow in his mind he wants to get VIP accounts or something by having server capacity issues. We're waiting for Blog TV to come back. BlogTV.ca is going to be a new website. We're not leaving Vaughn. We're just going to have a parallel multicast going. So that's something that's in the works. There is 60% there. BlogTV.ca. Check it out. All right, so I'm anxious to see what that's going to be like. If it's anything like the old Blog TV days, it'll be good. All right, so we are going to look at the news now. This is my first look. But before we do that, I want to take a look at what Trump fans are behaving like. Somebody actually did a study of them at The Daily Show, and they found some interesting responses. Some of these Trump fans don't know much about anything.
One of his rallies and got to hear from some die-hard trumpeters.
I think he's the only candidate on the Republican side who's actually going to build a wall.
And who's going to make him pay for it?
He's going to make China. And you know, people say, oh, you can't make China pay for it. You know what? That's a bunch of horse crap. It's pretty easy to make China pay for it. China will be paying for the wall.
Shouldn't Mexico pay for the wall?
Oh, Mexico, sorry.
Either way.
It doesn't matter.
One of those countries is paying for that wall.
One of those countries is paying for that wall.
Donald Trump is inaugurated. He becomes president of the United States. What's behind that curtain?
Take one of my cars.
Defeation of ISIS.
Defeation of ISIS.
Yes.
What should we do to ISIS?
Bomb the out of them.
Where officially should we bomb ISIS?
Probably like Israel area, but not necessarily there, but around the area.
I think he's going to help with the ISIS.
What's he going to do with the ISIS?
He can't tell us right now.
He tells everybody, then the next thing you know, somebody else is going to copy what he says.
They knew their Trump.
They did. Know your Trump. Whew. Got a cool link today. The other night, really cool link. Somebody's just dropped it on our show. It's called Metanoia Films. And I'm going to give this to you. If you guys are really bored at night, you can see some of these full documentaries. I haven't seen them all, but they're different. They're unusual historical documentaries. Psy-War, I want to see that. Rise Like Lions. Human Resources. Social Engineering in the 20th Century. Yeah, I'll give you the link if you want to check it out. That's an interesting little bit of documentary bonanza of viewership time to enjoy something, where you get a bonanza of film to view. I've been getting into episodic TV shows like Nurse Jackie, 7 seasons. It's been going on, and it's been pretty good. I mean, it's engaging. It's like just a nonstop medical drama. My mother was a nurse for about 20 years, so it's reminiscent of her coming home and talking about her experiences. So I remember a lot of that. We like you here in Canada. Yes, as a matter of fact, you do. I know. I don't know your election process very well. I haven't studied it, but I know that you don't necessarily require a natural-born Canadian to be your leader. I've heard that. We apparently don't either. I mean, with Ted Cruz running, he was born in Canada, so he still says he's a natural-born American, which is interesting. Sarah didn't like Donald Trump on Facebook. She only, if she did, it was only because he was following us that time in 2012. If you're saying that's a fail, we were trying to figure out why he came into our room. So she followed him in 2012. I don't ask for donations, hardly ever. I talk about it sometimes on Friday nights, but we're not about the money. We never were. I've never drawn a penny from this. Even though people have accused me of scamming them, I've never made a penny doing this. It's kind of ironic, but an honest man is getting hosed in American politics, and his name is David Sponheim. I know. Speaking in third person. So what I'm asking everybody to do in the upcoming election is write in my name. I don't mind telling you that this is the only way that we're going to get any accountability from these corrupt people. Our third party is something that most people would love to have, but without validity, they don't really believe that we're legit until you tell them and explain why. We are the pro-legalization party. We also want to end wars. No, I'm not broke. I just don't spend a lot of money. I'm all about the base. No trouble. It is between myself and Trump for you guys. You have to decide if you believe that the Republican Party and your vote matters. That Trump will be any different than Hillary. I'm going to be creating the argument, which is valid, that Trump is just like Hillary. She supports the New World Order. He supports the New World Order. She wants to stop ISIS in Syria and fight wars. He wants to stop ISIS in Syria and fart wars. I mean, he's never fought a war in his life, but you can almost predict that either Donald, Hillary wins, we're going to war. So that's going to be a huge problem for you if you don't recognize it. And if you look at it in simplistic terms, that, well, he'll just look out for Americans and hate on Muslims, you're missing the whole point. He will do far more than that. He potentially could turn our nation into a greater police state. She wants to turn our country into a greater police state. She wants to RFID chip people. She wants to push for more Obamacare. I mean, Hillary is a bad choice, but Donald's a worse choice. It's bad. It really is. And it's not getting any better. So the two parties cannot possibly navigate their way out of this situation because they are entrenched in the problem. They are in the quicksand of our collapsing economy. They don't have any new ideas. I would never be like Obama. I actually speak live during the show every night, and I will never stand there and receive teleprompter readings from somebody and cues to say certain things. I will speak from my heart to the American people. I am nothing like him. I have great ideas to fuel the growth of our economy. He doesn't have any ideas. I never voted for Obama. But I'm not necessarily going to refuse talking about tough issues. You know, I'm not a conspiracy whack job, okay? I'm not a person who's going to freak out at a moment's notice that aliens are invading us, like Hillary's talking about. That's absurd. The aliens are there. I want to see real examples of that, and I will commit to a full disclosure of that when that happens. But I've got to actually touch them. touch an alien. There are people like Alex Jones who are fearmongers. I mean, all you hear from this guy is just this fear. They don't endorse any political parties. He never gets any political goals together to save the nation. He just runs around going, "Come on, everybody! You're in the red list. You're in the blue list. Oh, they're going to come in RFID chip you." I mean, he freaks everybody out. Here, I'm building a pathway to solve the problem. He doesn't. Well, I won't touch him without rubber gloves on, you know. Hardly. I'm the least person you'd ever question my sanity. I am the most sane person you'll ever meet, sir. This is Sarah.
Hello.
I told everybody about your speaking engagement where you taught coding.
I did. Easy coding. Pretty easy.
Yeah. We're both sane. We both have a very safe and sane life.
You're sane.
We're not. Sarah never posed nude like Melania. Sarah and I have always had a very stable relationship. I don't cheat on Sarah. Sarah doesn't cheat on me. It's not like I call Jeffrey Epstein up and say, you know, hook me up with the girls at Orgy Island. Donald Trump is on Jeffrey Epstein's blacklisted book, the Black Book, that was discovered by Jeffrey Epstein's chauffeur. Donald Trump has a big problem in that department because, frankly, he's going to have to answer to that if he gets the nomination for the Republican Party. A lot of bad stuff's going to come out about Trump that hasn't surfaced yet. You think you can just hide from the past? Not going to happen. He's got more than enough for everybody to question him right now. For the American people to know that he had a book of Adolf Hitler's speeches sitting next to his bed, according to Ivana Trump, his wife, during a divorce, and he read it at night when they went to bed. He was reading Hitler's speeches, folks. That's a very damning statement about him that Ivana Trump had a deposition from in a court case, a divorce case. Okay, I'm gonna do this real quick. Hang on just a second. I have to get into our chat room.
There you go. Yes, my hair is getting really, really long. That's true.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to do this real quick. We are currently off camera.
And I use Infusium 23 as a hair care product I use a lot.
Oh, okay. Infusium 23, that's her secret. Okay, Sarah's going to give you a little time. I'm going to download the stuff from the car from our trip and get them. And then we've got the warm room in the other room. So Sarah's going to nurse her cold back to health, hopefully, in the next couple days. I give speeches too in real life, every night on our show, in real life. In real life, I'm on a show every night, and I've put over 7,000 hours of broadcasting, giving speeches every night. So if you don't believe this is a real speech, me speaking to you every night, then you tell me what it is. Thank you. No, he's not channeling anybody's powers. He's a guy who wants to be like Hitler. I mean, what about that do you not understand? So in honor of that, I give you, on my parting wish before I leave, the top 10 reasons to not vote for Trump.
I believe in you.
I believe in miracles. All right, enjoy.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alrighty. A spoof video? I don't know what that is. I'm not on anything, Tutu. I'm calm just because that's my personality. I like having a calm personality, though. It's true. It has a long shelf life, I can tell you that much, 461. Bottle will last me like 4 months or so.
Oh boy, there she is.
What? Well, I'm not on any painkillers or any drugs for psychotropic issues, 783. What kind of prescription medication are you taking? Well, probably the same way I put up with you, 636. I listen. Nope, 942, I don't believe in doing that. I believe that you should be able to do anything that you want to do, but I choose not to do that. I know it's legal here in Washington State. I don't want to ingest marijuana in any way. How fun, 198. Interesting. Well, you've got a bigger chest, so all right. No, 390. 309, you should not. Yes, we do Netflix and chill sometimes. Yes, this is my natural hair color. I'll prove it by going so close. You'll see my gray hairs. Yikes! Naturally. That's okay. I just feel like, I'll say they make me a little bit more mature. Should the measurements of the First Lady be public domain? Public information? Not really. I mean, why do you need to know her measurements? I have thought about contacts. I tried to get contacts, and I was told that I can't get contacts because I have an astigmatism, I guess it's called. Basically, my eyeball is shaped more like an egg shape than a golf ball. So anyway, basically contacts don't really work with my eyes. At least the regular contacts that most people use. All right. You have it in both your eyes very bad. You've worn contacts. Oh, if you think so, 303. I always say 309. Yeah, if you think so. Yeah, oval ones. I have an oval shaped eye or something. That's what they told me. You think I can get them now? 3908. Maybe I can. Maybe I'll go to someone different and ask them. They might be a little bit more expensive than the glasses. Plus, well, maybe that's true because the first guy I went to that said that, he gave me these super thick glasses, and the guy I just went to, well, about a year ago, said that other guy gave me, my prescription was too strong. They're more expensive, but they have special ones. Yeah, but they're more expensive. So do I really want to do that? I don't know how I would feel putting something in my eyeball too every day, and then you have to keep the fluids around it, right? The ones for astigmatism are weighted. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should check it out. No. I think I'm just gonna leave it as is. I don't mind wearing glasses. I feel fine. If you're the one that doesn't like me wearing glasses, I mean, isn't that more your problem? Oh, well, am I really going for sexy? No. I'm going for professional. I'm going for vice president. I am teaching about free and open source software whenever I can. One of the things I was promoting was opened.com, which has cool resources, free resources for teachers to use. Very cool. Yes, I should look into corrective surgery. That's true. Yeah. Beekman. Aquaponics. I don't think so, 542. Hello. How are you? I'm enjoying my life. We devolved to the weather really fast, didn't we? The weather here is not good. It's pretty crappy. Oh, well, thank you, 783. Whatever floats your boat. Oh, that's pretty cool, Scissor Fight. I should look into that. Well, what percentage do I think take David seriously? Tough question. Wow. This is such a weird article. It said Trump wins Christie enforcement rather than endorsements. That's just bizarre. No, well, yes, I suppose I did because I got glasses that don't have a rim on the bottom like Sarah Palin. So yes, you could say I copied her.
I don't know where your dark sunglasses are, but that was the case.
Yeah, I have them in my hat, I think. Okay. Thank you. No, 875. Thank you. Implants? Where? Dental implants? Yes. I like all kinds of music, but mostly what they would call modern music, I guess. No thanks, 446. Well, if you're gonna control certain pests, 783, I guess. I don't mind classic rock. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's probably in the, yeah. Do I like the sound of orchestras? Not really. I would rather listen to classic rock than orchestras. Probably my thing would go modern, maybe new age, rock, classic rock. Alternative is actually probably first. How is Ted Cruz blocking aid to Flint, Michigan? I guess I have to read the article to find out. Would I consider getting a safety deposit box? Yes, actually I would. I don't currently have one, but I would consider getting one. Thank you for asking. To help reduce the cost of electricity, my plan is to knit more sweaters. No, actually, I don't actually knit. But encourage people to wear sweaters and jackets inside. Because if you're wearing a jacket, you don't have to have the heat up so high. Oh, I'm sorry, 461. The news channel, I don't mind it. David loves punk. You're wearing a jacket and the computer is heating your room? There you go. Would I suggest getting a safety deposit box? I think it's not for everyone. I think if you have certain valuables that you want to store, then you would want one. All right, what am I looking at? I forgot. Okay, but that's one way to reduce the cost of electricity is actually increasing the number of LED lights, lowering how much energy you use. I think it works only if you catch it early, and it doesn't always work, 783. Have I thought about who will be in my cabinet? I haven't made those final decisions, no. I can tell you what will be in my cabinet. Dishes and cups and... No, I'm just kidding. I think sometimes about the cabinet members. Yeah, we share germs because we live so close together. Yeah. Well, he surrounds himself currently with people like you, 564.
How much parking was?
Oh, parking. Yeah, parking in Seattle was $16 yesterday, $10 at the hotel overnight, and another $17 today. The convention center, $16 yesterday and $17 today. Okay, carpet, it will happen pretty soon. I didn't actually watch the debate last night, so I don't have an opinion on it. That might be the case if I were like normally not, if I weren't doing the show. So Kansas gunman got a court warning just before an attack. He did. So there's a cessation of hostilities in Syria right now. That sounds like a possible good anti-war rally on Saturday night. I know, I should have taken something from... I could have walked from the hotel if I didn't have this gold. No, well, I took a little... No, not really Earth Sky. I guess my hair is technically auburn. I guess that's a color you would say. So Bernie Sanders was back in South Carolina on Friday, but not for long. Hillary Clinton is barnstorming across the state. Sanders was on a tour of Middle America. Wow. So in Massachusetts, there's a student that's up for parole. Oh, sorry, 897. David will be back soon. Happy joy. I know, I should talk all about the cool things in life. It's all good. I know. Carpet, you guys all want to see David. It's very fantastic. Yes, I do have a cold. So, sad, instead of happy joy, I should say, what? Very disturbing news tonight. A teenager is in Salem, Massachusetts, is up for parole. This teenager raped and killed a teacher. The parents of the teacher are very furious. No, if David wins 2 terms, then I will run for president. if David does not win 2 terms, I will wait until he does serve 2 terms. So we need to get David to be president if you would ever like me to run. Yes, Peter Goose, that's correct. David's not sure that he will be running in 2020. He'll make that decision later based on whether he wins the election, etc. Variety of factors. So I would say that I'm not mocking any show, Sir Waffles 101. I'm trying not to. Anyway, but yes, we are considering turning this into some kind of profit show. How much should we charge you to watch it? How much would you pay to watch David's show? Well, technically 901, but no. Yeah, dollar amounts. So David will continue to bring you amazing news and political banter. There you go. I'm glad to hear it, 895. Oh, so you would do it to get a message on screen for $2. DJ Stingy says you would be willing to pay up to $10 a month? Wow. No, I don't. I'm not pregnant. I'm just ill. If you could pay to have Rodney call in, you would. Former Mexican President Vicente Fox on Friday said that Donald Trump reminded him of Adolf Hitler. The defunct Trump University. It's not a university at all. It's a series of seminars held in hotels across the country. Whoa, another in police custody. Oh, yeah, last year. The relatives of a woman who died in police custody last year are suing the police in jail. And she died of dehydration. I don't know about mods for him, but, you know, have him at least be able to return to the show. A law would demand names and addresses of unvaccinated children registered with the state. Well, don't they get the names and addresses of children that register for school anyway? Yeah. Exactly. A lot of people are saying the same thing about Trump. I don't think that fluoride is necessary in drinking water. If people want to add fluoride, they should be able to purchase fluoride separately and add it to their own water if they really think it's important. Otherwise, we shouldn't be adding products to our drinking water. I don't believe that fluoride really helps sanitize the water. I think that I think it was a whole entire ruse because they claim that people need fluoride in their saliva to keep teeth healthy, and it's just seems to me to be all a ruse, or just not really good. Oh, great. The IRS has said that the massive theft of a criminal syndicate had massive theft of American taxpayer data, they believe it's 7 times larger than originally thought. All right. Well, I would say you would think that fluoride would be that way, 229, but then why would they add it to all the drinking water? Whoa. That's pretty good, scissor fight. I'll open up. David will like that. I don't like either of those people, 564, so I'll just say that. Oh, wow, 335. Yeah. Yeah, if people like fluoride, they can go buy it. They should be able to go buy it themselves. No, Beekman, I did not watch the debate. I didn't have, wasn't it on CNN? I didn't have CNN at the place I was staying. I don't have CNN here either, but we had such slow internet speeds I wasn't able to stream it either. Oh, okay, Beekman. No, not lost. He was just unpacking the car. I don't really have any thoughts on that, 783. Like I said, I don't like either of those people. Okay, thanks, 461. Alright, thanks, Peter Goose. Yes, my cloaking device is malfunctioning. Leroy, I think David has smoked some oregano on screen, but I will never smoke oregano or weed or anything else of that nature. Yeah. David bought my suit that I'm wearing now. I think, I don't know, but I think maybe that Leonardo DiCaprio might win at the Academy Awards. I haven't watched all those movies. I haven't been to actually see a movie in a theater in quite some time. Room is the best. Is that the one with, yeah. I do like the math. 254. I'm still working on the English language arts aspects, but sometimes I think it's quite difficult for students, 254, but I do like it. No, 783, I don't think so. Wait until they're in 5th grade and maybe 4th grade at the earliest. And I say 4th grade only because sometimes there's menstruation issues and.
Alrighty, good.
Right.
That was a lot of. It wasn't too much actually. Thank you so much. You're done for the night.
Thank you.
You don't have to come in. Yep.
Okay.
Time to go to bed.
Maybe I'll take you up on that.
Yeah, she's going into the next stage of this horrible modified hybridized flu.
It hit me too bad.
Good. I'm glad we're home because I was worried it would peak during her performance today. It's amazing. You know, Marco Rubio is like Mr. Nice Guy versus Mr. Meanie. Yeah, Donald Trump is really kind of the exact polar opposite. So the Republicans are facing a huge dilemma. Do they embrace the Latina vote with Marco Rubio? Or do we do we see Trump morph into this monstrous caricature of a Republican leader who has already dissed the Hispanic vote and the Latino vote, has already stated that he didn't think that the illegals coming over the country were, well, he did think the illegals, he said many of the illegals were illegal aliens were, well, I don't want to reiterate what he said. God, who cares? God, who cares about this Trump guy? He seems to be literally, I'm abolishing the Common Core. I've been against the Common Core since 2008. What about you? I'm the guy who came up with a 1,000-mile fence. I'm the guy who said no refugees 2 years ahead of him. I'm the guy 4 years ahead of Donald Trump that talked about the birther issue. I mean, come on. I've been running this party for 8 years with all the same ideas without the extremism. I'm not an extremist. I'm a centrist. I'm a moderate. Just because I want a 1,000-mile lethal electric fence doesn't make me extremist. It makes me sensible. It makes me a solid American who wants to protect our nation. Many of you guys who have been taking everything he says as his idea are mistaken. All right, let's go on. You've got an image that'll make me happy. Oh, here you go. This is a really inspiring thing for a lot of you who are struggling with education and life in general. If you fail, never give up, because fail means first attempt in learning. I love that. I love it too. Because so many people think that, just because they got burned a few times in life, that they should stop going out and taking chances. End is not the end. In fact, END means effort never dies. I love that. And if you get no as an answer, remember no means next opportunity. Be positive in 2016. I love that. That is such a great concept. Great. Just think about those things, folks. Just read them and think about them. You can modify the way you look at yourself. You may not be able to change the way people look at you. You can change the way you think they look at you. You can walk into a room and everybody looking at you going, wow, what a weirdo. And you may just say, these people just don't know what truth is. Now, I can't say that's happened to me, but maybe it's happened to you. Okay. I've never failed. I've actually seen a long-term vision involving hardship, mind you. Nothing's easy. I'm against the idea of Aztlan and La Raza, which is a Mexican supremacist notion. I've been standing against the work of Sonia Sotomayor and her support of La Raza movement. Since 2008, I've been vocal about that. Bernie doesn't seem to have the brains to tell people that Hillary does need to report her information that she knows about Benghazi. If he had the brains to tell the world that, yes, Benghazi is important, we need to look at this as a problem, he would have probably been leading Hillary in the polls by now. But because he never challenged her on the key thing, that one faltering thing that her impeccable mind of deceit has managed to completely put away simply by getting rid of 5 months worth of emails. And by the way, Hillary was searching for how to get rid of her emails. If you can't read the screen, dude, then don't write my name in for the President of the United States. Of course, I'm writing DAVID as the next President of the United States. Of course I am. It's the only logical choice. If you think otherwise, you're looking at all these terrible choices, these extremists like Donald Trump, the fascist regime of him, versus the communistic Marxist regime of Hillary. There's really only one decision. Let's find somebody who's sensible in the middle, with good ideas, especially the ones that Trump's winning on in his party. I mean, hello? We can pull the Democratic vote and the Republican vote, and we can suck both of those votes in and make this country stronger and unite and work together and start talking about the issues. I don't really have a problem with you voting. Thank you. It's time for the dance song because, as you can see, I'm pumped. I just made some great coffee. I hadn't had great coffee in 2 days. So that's a lift right there. Sponheim, David Sponheim, yes. All right. Thank you so much for sharing. Coffee time. It's coffee time. Yeah. All right. Kansas gunman got court warning just before attack. This thing in Heston could have been avoided had the court been a little bit more aggressive. Okay, so what this is a whole lot of things. This is a willingness of the American people to finally say, hey, we've had it with our party. I don't assign my mindset to one Democrat or Republican party. I believe it's time for a brand new vision for America, something different, something amorphous that's changing as we go. And we have built a really good platform over the past 8 years that I think is bulletproof, truly. So we can't stop, and we won't stop. You're waiting for something to happen? Oh, okay. All right, Fun Friday or Freedom Friday, depending how you look at it. Can't stop. All right, Heimspan. Let's get some new backgrounds in here. Not nude backgrounds, new backgrounds. Yeah.
So let's be clear. In this coming election year, please vote for David Spawn High. America's Third Party.
For president.
All right, let's pierce through the layer of corruption and bring on the truth. This is a two-party conspiracy in America, everybody. A two-party conspiracy in America. They're working together. You've got the fascists on the right, and you've got the commies on the left. They're no longer Republican versus Democrat. All right. All right, let's get crazy.
We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. Can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop.
In this coming election year, please vote for David Spawn High. America's Third Party.
Cool. All right, thank you very much. Why would you call me a sick guy? I don't want to bring our troops home. I want to end the Federal Reserve. I want to bring new renewable energy solutions to the country. I want to legalize marijuana. I mean, what the heck can you possibly say that's against me? And I want to be the next president. That's right. Do you think the next president is going to be a boring sack of fecal matter sitting in a chair like we have now? Well, make no mistake about it. Let's be clear. What do I do now? Sure. Why end the Fed? Because they're a private corporation, a central bank that's borrowed money to the point where they no longer have the capacity to stimulate our economy. Let's get into a good economic discussion tonight, shall we? Would you like to talk about how the United States corporation is different than the United States of America? I keep wanting to talk about that for the past umpteen dozen years. Of course I'm going to end the IRS. I've already said I was going to end the IRS. We want a fair flat tax. I'm the guy proposing that, 10% on anything over 100,000. That's what your income tax would be. If you make less than 100,000, you would not pay tax at all. Yeah. A lot of you are willing to live on a lot less than 100 grand. I know you are. No, I did not. I simply walked around with my name, David Sponheim, on my lapel. Yeah. I'm not afraid to admit who I am. Replacing Obamacare, it's very simple, Beekman. We have a good private healthcare system for people with good money. We need a robust backup plan with our public options. 60 bucks a month if people want to get involved. They get good full care at public hospitals and nonprofit hospitals. And we also believe the mobile medical units will really help out. We have a plan to bring mobile medical units in 200 cities initially using the Veterans Administration. Now, all of these plans that I talk about on our nightly show go into effect as soon as I become president. I don't need to go through Congress on any of these ideas. And this is why I crafted these ideas in our book, Hybrid Capitalism. So, let's be clear. We're not getting proper health care. They're ripping us off. Many of you who go to the doctors in the last part of your life will end up literally getting your entire house or home or everything taken away from you. You'll be stuck there with nothing, and your family will have nothing because they screwed you over financially. That's happening across this nation to so many families I can't even tell you. It happened to many people in this area. We personally know people that take out mortgages to pay for the health care bill when their Primera plan runs out because it's capped out. Primera is one of the best policies out there. Blue Cross, Blue Shield, Primera. But these things cap out. And when they do, believe me, the hospitals know when your Primera account will cap out because they personally go after it. They target Primera accounts and they bill them really hard, and Primera can't prove that. You'd think with all their attorneys they could prove it, but the government has been bought off by the big healthcare industry, and they purposely keep those prices jacked way up when a person with a Primera plan comes in the hospital. If you don't have any insurance, they're going to give you a $15,000 bill at the end of one day at the hospital, in most hospitals. Now, I believe you're out of here, dude. Yeah, thank you. Afraid of rejection in real life? What? That's so funny. Dave, will you get with the Salvation Army and Red Cross corruption? Yeah. Will you get the, well, we can. You know, Red Cross is not a government agency. Neither is the Salvation Army. Every single agency, including the Red Cross, will have to pay a tax of 10% on any income over $100,000. That's our flat tax. It goes for individuals, it goes for businesses and corporations, and even nonprofits have to pay 10% on income over $100,000. That is the plan I'm proposing. The flat tax has been out there since 2008. Herman Cain tried to beat me with a 9-9 plan, and he stumbled because he didn't have the graduated $100,000 deduction. That's the only deduction in this plan. All their other tax deductions will be completely eliminated. And tax credits, which many lobbyists use to manipulate the voters, and also corporations which pay them to manipulate Congress. Yeah. They'll put together a campaign to get a tax credit for, driving their Lear, flying their Lear, they should get a tax credit. That's the corporate tax system we have today. That is a progressive tax system. If we just rest on the progressive tax system, frankly, as long as we eliminate deductions and credits, we could do that too. No, I'm sorry, Beekman. I think I explained to you that we have a robust public option plan. Basically, the people, the 1.6 million people that you claim we are serving in our country, 30% of them right now are fully insured. 70% are partially insured. Oh, excuse me, 40% are, no, I'd say 30% are partially insured. Excuse me, 60% are. Forget the numbers. Thank you. The fact of the matter is there's approximately 70 million people still uninsured or underinsured. So your numbers are skewed. All right? Take your 70 million and work with that number right there, because that's the number we have to deal with. 70 million people uninsured. Now, many of them are illegal aliens. All right, so we're going to pull off the illegal alien population of, I'm going to throw it out there as 20 million people, illegal aliens. But it's really more like 30 or 40 million people who are non-U.S. citizens, some of which may be insured, though, so it's a skewed statistic. So I'm going to say comfortably 30 million off the top. Illegals, all right, or non-U.S. citizens. That includes green card holders. Okay, so that leaves us with 40 million people uninsured. All right. Now run your numbers, all right? Oh, by the way, excuse me, take 20 million off of that, minus 20 million, which I anticipate will have $60 a month to pay for a good, healthy, secure, broad spectrum medical and dental healthcare coverage. Our opt-in plan, which is really simple, not mandatory, just if you want it, you get it. I have a large head. So that leaves us only 20 million people we have to deal with. All right, now get your number from 1.6. Thank you. All right. So give me those numbers again. My screen froze all over the place, or what? Enters show that 23% of registered Democrats will in fact vote for Trump. Yeah, newsflash. Not until a better alternative appears in I'll even give you 8 months, for 3 weeks prior to the election, okay? Thank you. Why don't you factor that into your little scenario, since you've already eliminated all press coverage for me in the mainstream media? Well, there's a lot of people unemployed, yeah. There's 93 million people unemployed. And you run the numbers of real people unemployed next to the population. I'm going to give you a little math here. We anticipate the working population to be about 205 million people, potential workers, because a lot of old people and children can't work, obviously. This isn't China, where people work at 5. Say 93 million minus, or divided by 205 million equals, so 45%. So we have 45% unemployment, all right? Not 5%. The statisticians have played statistical judo with all the statistics, and because they only value the people that collect unemployment insurance as being unemployed, their assessment of the unemployment problem is completely off base. Beekman, I'm going to go ahead and pull you out of the show. Yeah, anything you continue saying which is inaccurate, I'll do the math for you, since you're unable to actually use a calculator. Hold on, I'm going to fix Heim this. Please Heim, fix Heim, your Heim, thanks Heim, David Heim. You're hilarious, dude. Yeah, Beekman, your math. Were you able to do math in school, Beekman? Were you able to actually, let me show you what a calculator looks like. I know you don't know how to use a slide rule. You going to give me a number yet? All right, well, I'm going to do it for you now since you can't use your numbers. We have 20 million people, right? Okay. Divided by 200, thank you. Divided by 200 vehicles. And that means that we have to literally serve 100,000 people per vehicle every year. There's 365 days in the year. That leaves us 273 people per day we have to serve. So we have to serve 275 people per day. That's a standard ER ward, dude. It's totally doable. I just showed you. I defeated you with math. That's what I'm so good at. Yeah, I'm really good at math. We all do math. I just solved your problem. We have 70 million people uninsured. You don't understand. The other people are currently being served by our medical system. I'm providing a backup plan for the people that are not being served. Once I serve these people, it's a medical bypass that's currently needed. It's almost like our nation's arteries need a bypass operation. So we take the most endangered, helpless, homeless, people that go to the medical ER for a day spa who have, their fingers are gangrenous because they don't know how to wash them with soap. We take those people and we deal with them. ER doesn't deal with them. Trauma doesn't deal with them. The price of healthcare starts going down at those units because they can't rip you off because they can't justify it. Right now they can justify it saying, hey, we got to charge you $15,000 a day because we just gave these five or six homeless people free care. So I'm sorry, sir, but you don't have insurance. You get billed $15,000. That's how it works. Intermittent Heim. Deterministic Heim. Everything you can say in American language, in English, can be added the word Heim. It's kind of like Pig Latin, but it's so Heim, we Heim, are going Heim to go Heim to the store Heim. And we are going shopping Heim. So just time your way through your entire life. I know I have. And I'm making it through my own life, too. All right, so let's move on. That was fun for a laugh, but it's starting to get boring. Bernie Heim, Dorkheim, yeah. Hillary Heim. Just start speaking in the Heim language. The Heim language Heim. Thank you. All right, so we got the mob endorsing Trump. We got Marco Rubio starting to get desperate and appeal to Latino voters, and the Republicans are going, oh, I don't know. Well, we don't need no Latino voters because we all know that we don't want Muslims, so we don't want Latinos either. Huh? Heck, we don't want any foreigners. That'll last real well. Democrats will sweep up all the Latino votes, as well as the Muslim votes, and the lesbian votes, and ding, 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 Hillary wins again, until I get 1 minute of mainstream media attention. That's all I need, to capture the hearts and minds of the American people. That's all I need. And in a country that claims to be free and democratic, a nation that's living under oppression and NSA surveillance, and we are literally stuck in the middle with no representation. We, the American people. Let's all sing Heim, a song Heim, to remember Heim, this day Heim. Yeah, we don't need Clinton either. And you guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm talking about Clinton taking over. It makes a big difference. And Hillary has not been challenged by anyone. I guarantee I will challenge the Hillary. We've got ideas that'll beat her at every game she plays. You need to start waking up. You got 8 months, folks. Let's get this third party going. We don't want this bizarre person who lies and deceit. Get away with this. It makes a big difference. Thank you. Whew. Are you happy now? You had your Friday moment where you actually enjoyed yourself? Yeah. Look back on it right before you go to bed and say, wow, Dave really brought some fun to our show. Here we are sitting around getting bored and not knowing what to do. I'm trying to guide you away from Democrats. I'm a former Democrat. I'll help you along. This is rehab, folks. Welcome to rehab. Welcome to rehab. You're rehabilitating from being in the Democratic or Republican Party too long. Yeah, you're feeling the withdrawals. I know you want to believe in something, but your two-party vote is already wasted. They're going to vote for a new world order, folks. Either Donald or Hillary. They're both being owned and operated by foreign monetary elitists. They have taken, hijacked, and controlled both parties. It's just the way it is. So let's be clear. We're going to go ahead and try to solve the problems, and it's not going to be easy. You're getting a little bit too weird with your Heim things, guys. Many of you are starting to lose it. You're reaching the point where your desperation is kicked in. No, I don't want more updates. No, please don't give me new Windows updates. Oh no. I gotta shut that off. I mean, this is ridiculous. Updates every week. I mean, my God. Couldn't they have built an operating system that was actually encrypted? Yeah. Why didn't Microsoft build the kind of operating system that Apple built? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Now Bill Gates is openly saying that he supports Apple's decision to file a lawsuit against the FBI for asking them to reveal all of our encryption data, because the FBI is clearly in violation of our rights of privacy. Clearly. I know, I need to turn it off. It's already, I won't allow it. I won't implement it. The snake tongue. Okay, we have a request here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a request for the Hillary snake tongue. We'll get that served up on the platter for Friday night in just a second. Many of you are just chomping at the bits to see that Hillary lizard look. I understand some of you are seeking happiness. It's not easy, but I give you instead a basket full of commie nightmares. Yeah, the new crispy commie recipe, folks. The HRC, Hillary meal deal. 2 fat thighs, 2 small breasts, and a bunch of left wings. Guaranteed to also be a biometric chip in her head, based on what she said. She claims that she's not even a real human being, so yeah. You got that to choose. Ha! I know, I'm laughing too. Okay. Yeah, GMO Hill Chicken, she supports GMOs. She supports RFID chips in our bodies. She supports a mandatory vaccination program. Hello, any Democrats out there? I'm speaking to the last brain cell in your head. Are you autistic? You sure seems that way, yeah. What's wrong with you, man? Why don't you seek some professional help? You're kind of losing it, now that I clarified the problem. All right, so we got that going for it. And we have another request for the lizard picture. Hold on, please. Operators are standing by. Doopster's got something on Scalia. Let's take a look. This is an ongoing story of the cover-up of Justice Scalia's death. We will be tracking it as we go. Thank you, Doopster. Okay, as per order, Hillary on tap. There's so many great pictures of Hillary that are so not becoming. But here it is. The Hillizard. It's hard to say, so you can say it out loud. Hillizard. There we go. Hillizard. Now does that make your night? Why can I talk about the issues now and stop ragging on Hillary? All right? Thank you. I really wish you'd stop that. Oh, I want to watch Fuller House. Is it good? Is it a good series? I've been just getting through Nurse Jackie. Doopster has another link. Wow, Doopster, you're firing away, man. Okay, let's take a look at these links. Oh, the dead list. Lisa Hebgen. I don't do Lisa Hebgen. Yeah, she's one of these people that just, I don't mean literally. I mean, I just don't put her on the show. She can't pronounce words in English. Yeah, and she's making a lot of money on AdSense. I find that really shillery. Very shillery. So Fuller House, I'll check it out. Oh, you want to keep her up all night? Okay. You don't want to put her to rest? You really think that's appropriate? Wouldn't you rather have the Barack Obama robot image? What about the robot image on one side and Hillizardry on the other one? All right. Well, let's be clear. Everything I'm saying is coming out of a chip in my head. She's a poser. Yeah. Well, many of you are resigned to the fact that you basically have no rights, no freedoms, no hopes, and no dreams. And you've chosen to, instead of support a third party, you simply want to accept the puppet Hillary Clinton. Yeah, she's simply a puppet for the New World Order. Do not attempt to adjust your dial. Your mind is being controlled by a larger force, which controls the biometric data flowed through her head. Her brain is completely under the control of a powerful elitists living in a small Austrian castle. With a hit of a button, they are able to control her every move. Yeah, and she wants to continue Dodd-Frank, failed policies. You know what Dodd-Frank cost the American consumer? I mean, many of you have paid overcharges, overdraft charges, and late fees. Oh my God. You know the American people are paying cumulatively $36 billion a year in late fees and overcharges. Yeah, it was. By the way, it turned out that Dodd-Frank was a cash cow for the big, huge credit card companies and the banks. $36 billion in overcharges. Yeah. How are them apples? How are them apples? Cash cow, yeah. They made a lot of money on Dodd-Frank, baby. Yeah, big money. If it's looking more and more likely Trump will not necessarily... Oh, that's good. I'm glad Trump's going to win the nomination, because I was a little worried that he'd be coming into my territory, because this third party is ripe. We are ready to grow. Yeah. This is a nice possibility. If she and Bill could morph into the same robot, it would be the Billary. I never did have sex with myself. I never had sex with anyone. I didn't have sex with my wife. I didn't have sex with anyone. Yeah, well, I never thought I'd say that, but at this point, since Trump is borrowing my ideas, I'm a little concerned about that. The thing about Trump you don't like are not the ideas he's taken from me. The thing you don't like about Trump is his attempt to constantly blame others, to target people, use verbal insults to take people around him down. You don't like a bully. And in that sense, in that very sense, I agree truly with the lizard Hillary. When she said that Trump is trying to win by bullying, maybe David Axelrod made her say it. I don't know. Maybe somebody in the Democratic Party put her up to it. But when she said that, she was right. We don't need a bully. In fact, it would only divide the nation if we had a bully. But the problem is, Hillary's a bully too. You'd have to be kidding if you said that she wasn't a bully. Look at the way she's handled all of her political rivals. Oh my God. Look at how she's able to suppress any questions about her in the media on Benghazi. A time when our nation literally lost its clearly an ambassador of such importance as Chris Stevens should have had a support team, should have had a plane in Benghazi waiting to evacuate, especially on 9/11. Not only did she mishandle that event, but she completely, possibly even tracked it from the White House, and we'll never know. Some people believe she may have been complicit in the death of Chris Stevens. That's why she got rid of 5 months of emails. Are you listening to me? Wake up, people. We're right on the verge of stopping the two parties. We are literally on the edge. They're hanging by threads. Let's just get ourselves out there and do something to promote a third party, okay, folks? This is crunch time. It is a fun Friday, though. Yeah, really? Okay. The Hillary prison Twitter, that's a good one, Beekman, yeah. Yeah, many of you Republicans really don't like Hillary as much as I don't. I'm really concerned about a dynastic repeat of the Bush, Clinton, and now the Trump dynastic moneyed elitists that try to control our future without any oversight whatsoever. This is your time to shine, American people. It really is. This is your time to show these two parties that they don't control your vote. Dave, shut up. I hate you. All right. Guess 165 is clearly Trump's campaign manager. Good point. Thank you. I have seen parts of the Benghazi movie. I've not seen it in totale. Okay, let's go to that story of Justice Scalia. Thank you, Dubister. I was not ignoring you. That's a cool little thing you made there, Guest 497. Look at this. You can capture it a little bit online. Look at that. Isn't that funny? Go play. It's two different people putting it together. I wasn't ignoring, man. I got the Justice Scalia thing right here. And he was hanging out with Poindexter, a guy who he never ever solved. He never actually ruled in favor of Poindexter in a couple of landmark hearings. So Poindexter invites him on a hunting trip? Doesn't that sound a little weird? A guy who he never sided with in any Supreme Court document or brief that he wrote? Hillary, do you mind if I move? Thanks, sweetie. Could you stay down here, please? Thank you. Hillizard. All right, there you go. Okay. When the Supreme Court, Justice Scalia died 12 days ago at a West Texas ranch. He was among high-ranking members of an exclusive fraternity for hunters called the International Order of St. Hubertus, an Austrian society that dates back to the 1600s. After Scalia's death February 13th, the names of the 35 other guests at the remote resort, along with details about Scalia's connection to the hunters, have remained largely unknown. A review of public records shows that some of the men who were with Scalia at the ranch are connected through the International Order of St. Hubertus, whose members gathered at least once before at the same ranch for a celebratory weekend. Members of the worldwide male-only wear dark green robes emblazoned with large cross and motto Diem dilectat eliminale dilegantidetus, which means honoring God by honoring his creatures. What, by killing them? According to the group's website. Some hold titles such as Grand Master, Prior, and Knight Grand Officer. The order name is in honor of Hubert, the patron saint of hunters and fishermen. So these guys take killing animals very seriously. All right? Now, they're not the only ones. Of course, there's the Trump group that, they love to go hunting. He and the guys. Yeah, his son and he have been doing a lot of hunting. Trump has the same thing going on. This hunting thing is really big among rich people. They love to kill animals. Yeah, well, maybe they think we're animals. Did you ever think that that's kind of a carryover? Donald Jr., who along with his younger brother Eric, hold the position of executive vice president within the Trump organization. That's right. Well, anyway, they went on a major hunting spree here. I'll give you the link. All right. Well, this is really interesting. So we don't really know what really happened. But this is a good link. The Cibola Creek Ranch owner, John Poindexter, and C. Allen Foster, a prominent Washington lawyer, have traveled to the ranch with Scalia by private plane. Hold leadership positions within the order. Oh, okay. It's unclear that what, if any, official association Scalia had with the group. Wow, it's like the Alamo out there. Imagine dying out there. Now, if there was foul play, we'll never know. We will never know. There was no autopsy. His body was rushed to the embalming area within minutes of an ad hoc death report and death certificate briefing. Okay, good. Anytime I kill something, well, yeah, hey guys, don't get me wrong. I've known a lot of hunters in my life, and I know that many of you eat because, I know a lady in the area where I live. Her husband goes down to Oregon, and he picks up an elk twice a year, and he makes hamburger out of it for his kids. It's low cholesterol food, and the reason why he's doing it is because they can't afford $7 a pound beef. Okay, so don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not hating on hunters. Yeah, what do you mean, Dave? Order a bleeping autopsy executive order. Tell me about it. I will. But I'm telling you, it's too late. It's no, I'm not going to say it's too late. Because if his body was embalmed and there's any evidence that the skin was pierced with, say, a bullet in a hunting accident, covered up by a shuttled arrangement, they claim they had dinner and then he went to bed. They claim that. But is there any documented video footage of him eating dinner that night? Because there's been no investigation. Yeah, buffalo meat is real good. I know a lot of people that eat venison. Yeah. Excuse me, sir, but I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm going to learn to talk like this. Yeah. My name's Big Dave. I do ranching in my backyard. I've got about a 1/4 acre ranch land. You like this personality? Alrighty. I'm Big D. Let me get my hat on and I'll give you a little jig here. Alright? Read what I'm talking about. Alright, how do you like that? Them apples there. See, we don't need no biometric robot president. We need a good old-fashioned American running this great nation. Well, I'm just going to deal with what's going on here, buddy. You know, I used to think about chewing tobacco, but I know it causes cancer of the lip, so I'm not going to chew no tobacco. But that wacky tobacco, this stuff cures people. This stuff helps people. People in need. Do you know what I'm saying? All right. Dave, you heard conspiracies of Katy Perry and John Bonet? I have not heard of that conspiracy. Could you tell me what that's all about? Lay it on me. I mean, what are you, retarded or something? Spit it out. Well, maybe I should be in the next movie. Maybe I'll fill in for Harrison Ford. I could play anything. I have no professional acting training whatsoever. And neither did Harrison Ford when he started out. You just heard it? Well, that's funny. It's funny that Katy Perry was involved. Really? Cheney and hunting now, Scalia hunting Republicans. Yeah, well, I was telling you, it's all... I remember when Cheney took a shot at his best friend, clipped his neck. Yeah, he didn't sue. The guy lived. But how the heck do you talk to the side of your mouth without developing like a twitch here, you know? I should stitch this up. Anyway, let's get down to fume high. You got a lot of problems, folks. You got a need for good new renewable energy solutions. We got to get rid of all the pollution in our nation. And I'm not talking about hocus pocus glory, glamour, global climate change. There you go. I'm talking about just coming up with simple solutions to pollution. And the dilution of pollution is not the solution. Do you understand me? All right. Well, this is Fun Friday, and it's Freedom Friday combined. I had to do this because we've had a pretty long trip. The past 2 days, we've been working on new technology, and I've been learning things like no other. I went to almost all the booths at about a 400 booth location. Oh, that wasn't that much. I would say there were 80 booths. And I talked to people about the emerging technologies in the field of education. And man, your kids are going to be so smart if they just sink in and get involved. But the problem is, kids, you know, you could put a horse and take it to the water and you can't make the horse drink. Well, that's also true with kids. I don't believe in doing that. I would never purchase porn. It's against my religion. I'm too frugal. Frugality is my religion, apparently. I tell people I'm not religious, but you know, frankly, am I frozen still? Thank you. Frankly, I am kind of in a way a spiritual person, and I don't believe that you need to waste money. I think this country is wasting money. That's one of the reasons why I'm running. So yeah, I guess the only religion I could really call my religion is frugality. The belief in, and I believe in simplicity too. Simplicity and frugality, I think, are the key components in a nation that can gain its assets back and to bring back solvency to our economy. Yeah. I can't judge you, man. If you do that, we want to decriminalize prostitution, so I'm not going to stand around making some moral argument that you're a bad person. That's on you. That's between you and your whatever. I don't have an ego, sir. I have been doing this for 7 years, nonstop, with one intention, that's to save this nation. So if you think this is based on ego, you're missing the whole point. I come home because I believe in what I'm talking about, not because I need your attention. I'm not like some ego junkie. I could be living fine in the middle of the north, by northwest, and I could be in my little cabin with my little heater, reading my many books, and I'd be fine. Cinch my tie, man. This show was going to hell when you came into it. You didn't understand what this show is about when you entered this show, did you? Now that is an incredibly negative thing you just said there, so I'm going to have to purge you. To say this show is going to hell, I'm the only guy in American history who's gone 7,000 plus hours nonstop talking to the American people every night about the issues. Nobody else. Not even for miles and miles and miles. Nobody else can come near me. Ben Carson comes on the show and he gets 3,000 viewers because he is a suck-up. He is a complete political two-party puppet dad. I'm not. That's why they're coming and hating me every night. You should read up, yeah. Hybrid Capitalism is the name, yeah. Boy, you guys, we are challenging some real idiots during our every night show. And Doopster took a challenge and dove. Oh my God. You dove into the ocean, man. Look at this. Doopster's diving into the ocean, man. Check this out. Holy man. That'll take some serious guts. Lake Erie. Wow, man. He's got a mic trap. So you mic'd onto us? Wow. Holy moly, you must have felt that, man. This is intense. He dives in. At what point did you decide to dive in? Oh, there it is. That's it. Wow. Nice job, man. You did it. Yeah. Yeah.
He's drunk.
Oh, man. You must have got right into that fire right away, man. Man, that's intense.
There you go, stop.
That's it.
The steering cord?
That's amazing.
Come on, get in the die. Fucking.
Nice work, man. That shows some serious courage. Doopster, a decorated war hero, takes on Lake Erie. You even wear sandals, I know. That's amazing. You just saw a real amazing feat of skill there. Apparently a lot of people do this dive. We were talking about it last week. Thank you. No, that's a real video, man. That's Doopster, dude. Yeah, he's one of the reasons why you're living in a free country, or what you think is free. Because he fought for our freedom, and he fought for the freedom of the Iraqi people. And he also fought in Afghanistan, thinking he was fighting for the freedom of the Afghanistan people. Just because you guys fought for a war that may have been corrupted at the top doesn't mean you weren't fighting for freedom. All right. Boy, there's so many people are suffering from extreme bad gaydar. I mean, they're perceiving heterosexual men and calling them gay. I mean, what the hell, man? We all have girlfriends here, or in some cases, wives. And you're running around calling everybody gay. Do you realize that's a sign of your homosexuality? Which is okay if you want to make that move, and that's your thing. But don't lay that trip on other people who are strong heterosexual men. You got your balls in your somewhere else. I'll tell you that, man. They're buried somewhere deep in the back of your brain. You must click on this. Okay, I must click on this. Well, thanks everybody for the biometric evening with the Barack Obama biometric president. He is a living hybrid, probably a transhuman with a chip in his head. And Hillary's not that much different. Donald, on the other hand, has a chip on his shoulder that's bigger than Mount Everest. So yeah, that's a nice tower. Yeah, be ashamed if someone knocked it down. Wow. Well, that's pretty interesting. Wow. I'm not sure what to make of that. Okay. Trump Christie, it looks like. Yeah, you're right. It's going to be we always kind of figured the mob ran the country ever since JFK got his head blown clean off. Yeah. We always knew that. Chris Christie. Mr. New Jersey. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we would. That's one way to take the Republicans down. That's a 1-2 punch. Everyone will know that the Republicans have finally descended into mobdom. It won't be, a hidden thing. It won't be like, is Richard Nixon connected to somebody named Bibi Rebozo? My fellow Americans, I am not a crook. I've got a call. I'm getting a call on the horn from Bibi Rebozo. Bibi, how are you? I understand that somehow there's a drug connection somewhere. Did you deliver drugs anywhere, Bibi? I mean, come on. You Republicans are falling into the world of thuggery. You remind me of a bunch of greed mongers that gathered together under one tent and said, oh, we love money. You love money? Oh, I love money. You love money? Oh, yeah. Well, you should call yourself a Republican. And you watch, and the more I get into this, the more these people start freaking out. And they know that they need a chill pill. Because they don't understand a damn thing we talk about on our show. Trump will stop what? I want to legalize marijuana. Trump doesn't want to do that. Hillary doesn't want to do that. Oh, well, you should have been building a shelter years ago, 944. No time like the present. The money, you follow the money, you'll find out exactly who runs this country. All right? Why don't you give yourself a makeover and buy yourself a cute shirt? Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know about the puppet master. I think you mean the puppet. Trump, the puppet. That's right. Trump, the puppet. He takes his orders from the Fed. And whatever they say, goes. How do you think you get 4 bankruptcies, corporate bankruptcies, and slide making money on the side, borrowing money left and right? Every time I get close to the truth, you notice how hot and bothered these racist fascists start getting? See that? This chat room is almost like a litmus test of how absolutely fearful the Republicans are of me. Not to mention the Democrats. I'm concerned about the pollution problem. Forget the global warming and cap and trade. I'm against cap and trade and carbon point legislation. I want to solve the pollution problem. I'm not fooling anybody. I'm just telling you what like it is, man. Every night you can come in. This is like rehab for two-party people who just go, trying to deal with the withdrawals of not supporting a corrupt regime. You think that these rich people are going to make you any money? Racist fascist, yes, you heard me. Yeah. He hates Muslims, man. I seriously don't believe he cares about Muslims if he wants to ID tag them. Trump won't release his tax records. Oh my God. I don't have any tax returns to submit because I don't make any money. Dude, the most important thing right now is we talk about the issues. Let's not talk about Trump or any racist comments he may have made. Really. You know, hating on people is not something I want to talk about. I want to talk about love. Love American style. Chewing on the red, white, and blue. Yeah, let's talk about something fun tonight. No, I've never taken a cent of U.S. federal money. Ever. Never, no food stamps, no welfare. I'm a pure grain American citizen. Prideful of my strong frugality. Frugality. Yeah. I know. You're probably going to marry her, man. That is your soulmate, dude. That homeless lady. She is your soulmate. Get her in a nice dress and make her feel comfy in your home. And y'all might find yourself a wife there. Well, here I am back talking about racism and hatred. I don't want anyone. I myself understand freedom of speech. You Trump supporters need to understand freedom of speech. I never stopped anyone from calling me a racist. Never once. I had the balls to stand up when Trump didn't. I had the balls to stand up and do an impersonation video of none other than Barack Obama. Yeah, using my freedom of speech, which, by the way, Trump wants to take away by IDing Muslims. I'm actually building a huge coalition of blackface supporters, growing by the minute. You know, in May, they have a Al Jolson retro down in Palm Springs. I was thinking of going down there. Well, look it, man. Of all the people who've been accused of racism, I've never said a racial slur in my life. Trump wants to ID Muslims. A violation of freedom of speech. You racist pig. Oh, wow. You guys really have a heart on. You need to go, get rid of that incredible addiction you have to masturbation. Don't you realize it'd go blind doing that? Well, let's be clear. Okay, 972 took 7 times to get in the show. They are censoring me. I'm growing by the minute. They've held our show down all night long, guys. You've been wanting to come in here. They've been holding our show down. They're using a script of some sort. I'm not sure, but I don't care. We're going to broadcast on this network and abide by all of its terms of service, as we continue to do. But if you want to look at video and talk on screen and listen to me interactive, just go to our website, and that's why it's on the screen. It's called AmericasThirdParty.com. And when you go there, you see my gleaming smile from 5 years ago, going on 6, and you see this amazing poster you can download, the Join the Voter Revo, OLT, okay? And it has our website on there too, .com. And then you can go down here and watch the show live. And it is another network, but it's a live stream, and it's no problem getting in. And look at my hair. Oh my God. Yeah. It always looks different from a different perspective. Yeah, it's been a bad hair day. I've been on the road. On the road all day. And I'm going to get a home tonight. You're too drunk to type? Wow. I don't know. I don't track IPs. That's a violation of terms of service. No, I've never tracked your IP. There are groups out there that do that in our room, but I'm not. I'm not an anarchist. I'm actually trying to solve America's problems. In case you didn't see what's behind me in the banners, we want new renewable energy solutions. We want something that will help you get a job. We've got all kinds of ideas to help you get a job. Yes, I can play that. Would you like me to do that right now on cue? Okay, whenever you want me to play it.
We can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop, we can't stop.
Okay, now I'm not gonna play it. So one person wanted me to play it. Now play it. Okay.
We can't stop, we can't stop. We can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop, we can't stop.
So let's be clear. In this coming election year, please vote for
spawn high.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I'll turn it off. Thank you. Whatever you want. This is your night. This is your night to shine. You've got only about 2 or 3 more months before the apocalypse. Enjoy it. This may be one of your last Friday nights, so you better make the best of it before the lights go out. Yeah. Thank you, Renegade Spunk. Oh my gosh. That's a very serious illness. Yeah, that's not good. Breaker 19er. Yeah, this is your last warning. I've given you a lot of leeway here, but that's about as much as I can tolerate. I want to end the Fed. Bernie doesn't want to end the Fed. He just wants to audit it. I trumped him with my own trump card. Well, if you insist, I don't support Common Core at all, and I will retract and negate and nullify all Common Core education requirements. I am going to get rid of most of the people at the Department of Education. We're going to rebuild our education program with a new plan, an incentive plan for young men and women who are in high school and middle school kids to get an actual scholarship fund up to $15,000 built up from getting good test scores. And when they graduate, we will write them a check and they can do whatever they want with it. Exactly. Guest 7674. You guys have to understand, I'm censored on all levels by so many different things. I don't know if I have the Jimmy Kimmel video in front of me right now. So I'm against Common Core. I've been against Common Core since 2008. Sarah has, because she's a teacher, she has to appease the Common Core requirements, and she finds certain benefits in Common Core. I don't. I believe they're missing the mark. They're pushing kids the wrong direction. Well, good. I hope that goes down. I'm not here for personal profit or personal gain, guys. If you're going to call me a failure, feel free. It doesn't matter to me. Failing at anything has never really been, an option for me. I've always succeeded. And I will not microchip you. I promise you. We will never allow RFID chipping of humans, unless, of course, you voluntarily want that. The algorithm, finally, Meow TV says the algorithm has clearly changed. Thanks, guys. Give is pushing liberal views in the kids. Yeah, I know it is. I agree. There's no need to take away your faith. A lot of you people who believe in God have a purpose, and that drives you every day. And there's no reason why we would tell you that we're going to, force you to say a prayer to Allah like the liberals want us to do. Many classes are teaching that. I talked to a company called Pearson Publications, the largest supplier of Common Core education material in the nation. I talked to a rep. He was kind of a sarcastic older guy. I mean, he really had an attitude, a kind of an elitist entitlement attitude. I felt that he was like talking down to me, even though I was talking right at him. And I talked to him, and he was telling me about the program and all the different things that they're doing. It's just a massive company. And what's really scary is it's run by Muslims. The owners of Pearson's Publications are from Libya, and they're Muslim. Yeah, seriously. So yeah, we're ending Common Core. And I also want you to know that we're also going to bring in a host of new alternatives to get your kids to grow intellectually. One of the things I'm seeing in the real world, and I spend a lot of time with Sarah because she's out and about. Yeah, isn't that a mind blower? 864? I know. Take that home and talk about it with your Common Core supporters and your family. I'm just saying, bear in mind, Muslims are altering our education material at the highest level with the largest corporation running a plan to integrate pro-Muslim dialogues in the history of American people. Obama's already done it. I've been against Obama from the get-go. His agenda is pro-Muslim. He is a Muslim. He is obviously a lot of things that he doesn't claim he is. I was number 1 in my class of high school. I graduated with honors as the number 1 in my class. And I was turned down any scholarships or even admission into 4 major universities. Harvard, Yale, Princeton, and Stanford all rejected me. And I had high SATs, the 98th percentile. It's all in my Cume folder. I did fine in college. It was a party year. And I felt at the same time that first year in college when I was partying, I was pulling B average. It wasn't perfect because I was partying a lot. It was my first year. I was 17 years old. I was young because I skipped 7th grade. And it was kind of a weird experience that first year, but I had a great time. One of the best years of my life. But I also ran into conflict with professors that year that was significant because many of the people at UCLA, which I was relegated to go to, these professors were Marxists. My geography professor was a Marxist. My economics professor was a Marxist. My poli-sci professor was a Marxist. My sociology professor was a Marxist. They were all Marxists. I'm serious. Well, let's schedule you in. I was never born in Norway. I was born in Los Angeles. I was born in Los Angeles, California, the city. My name's Dave, and I'm not a cop. That's where I was born. I never had a psychiatrist because I never presented any mental problems. Yeah. I love everyone. I wouldn't even be doing this if I didn't love you. And even the haters here, I love you. Not in the way that you want, like sexually, but I love you as human beings, as people. As even though you're all suffering from deep resentment of what Donald Trump represents, you still want to vote for people like that. And that's what's so sad. Oh my gosh. Yoko Ono's rushed to the hospital? Uh-oh. News. Friday news. This is intense. Possible stroke, folks. Legendary artist and activist Yoko Ono is rushed to Manhattan Hospital on Friday night after suffering a possible stroke. Folks, something's happening. Ono, a 70s icon and wife of John Lennon, called 911 at around 9 p.m. and said she feared she was having a stroke, according to the sources. Well, that could be heartburn. It could be a trans-ischemic reaction. Let's not jump to conclusions. Just give peace a chance. You know, Yoko was single-handedly responsible for John moving back to the U.S., which led to his death. Yes, we should. That would be kind of fun. You know, once Barack Obama's chip is fully activated, he won't even recognize me. Right now, he sees me as the guy who impersonated him. But once his chip is completely moldable, so once his handlers control the chip, he could have a conversation with me and just say, well, let's be clear. We're going to talk to David, and I'm not sure why. And I would stand there and go, ebony and ivory. Yeah. No, I'm not an officer of the law, for Christ's sake. And why are you using the Lord's name in vain? You should be ashamed of yourself, coming to our gathering here on Friday night, speaking with such heresy. Yoko Ono is 83 years old. Hopefully she'll be okay. She just needs to take a buffered aspirin. Doctors, people just freak out. Yeah, she'll be fine. I tie my this is the freedom tie. I can tie it any way I damn well please. Why don't you STF yourself, buddy? Whatever that means. You speak in strange language. White men speak with forked tongue. Rich white man's children speak with iPods in cursive. David, I know nothing's real. This is the Matrix. No, you're real, dude. Pinch yourself. You'll know. Dun, 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 dun. So let's talk about the Trump kids for a second. Yeah. How'd you like to go out and kill one of those creatures and just sit there after you took it down and feel so important? Oh, Mr. Man, Mr. Big Man with a rifle kills a beast, a wildebeest. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. Going out killing exotic animals, it makes me want to puke. For things piss me off, but killing endangered species, oh yeah. I'm just glad I don't have a kid like that would kill an animal. Can you imagine having a kid and going, Daddy, I want to go kill wild animals just for fun. Son, is your name Jeffrey Dahmer? By any chance? Do I even recognize you? You know, I know how to shoot real well. I mean, I'm a very good shot. But do I go out and test my shooting abilities on innocent little creatures like Bambi? Yeah, why don't you go ahead and go after rats? They should go. The Trump family should go on a rat shoot, don't you think? Dabe, do you smoke weed? No, I don't, and I don't even dab, Dabe. Dabe, you dab? I actually do a thing called vaporizing weed. Yeah, I vape it. Vape it. No, I'm not a pothead. I'm a vaporizer user. Yeah, and I don't hit the vaporizer more than once in a great while. Oh my, yeah. Yeah, you know what this is? This is called censorship, Guest 911. You know how long my viewers have waited to come into this chat room? I'll tell you. Some of them have hit on this capacity server crap literally 7 times. We just had an eyewitness say that 7 times just to come into the show. So they're purposely keeping people out of the show from listening to me. I mean, this is a constant thing. Well, let's be clear. Well, let me say, there's 10 reasons not to vote for Donald Trump. And I didn't even bother to measure how many reasons are, but it's just, I'm going to throw the word 10 reasons not to vote for Trump. And they're right here, in front of your very eyes. Why don't you people wake up? I'm giving you a really good link that you need to recognize could save this nation. 10 reasons to not vote for Mr. Trump. Thank you. I'm a very artistic person. Well, you do that. I haven't seen your link yet. Yeah. Could you show me the links favorable of Donald Trump? I haven't seen many. There are no reasons not to vote for me. I'm not a criminal. I don't have 4 bankruptcies under my record, albeit corporate, mind you. He has 4 corporate bankruptcies. I don't have a pipeline to big monies like Hillary, super PAC money. I don't take money from foreign governments. I don't make side deals with mobsters in New Jersey. I mean, come on. What the hell's wrong with you, man? You people are voting for a guy who's systematically been buying people off, buying access in the media. I've been running a show for 7, going on 8 years, and haven't had 1 second of mainstream media discussion on the issues. What about this am I missing? Are you retarded? It could be you're retarded. Now, I understand many people are suffering from mental retardation. That's understandable. You may be suffering. I understand. Bless you. No, I've never done anything bad to anybody. My problem is I'm good at getting in your head. And that's why you're pissed at me. Pretty good, huh? Probed into the deep recesses of your empty brain and found that dead brain cell and activated it, and you went, what? Huh? I exposed the truth about Hillary, about Donald. I don't hesitate. But I can tell you, I also talk about issues on our Monday show and our Tuesday show that those other candidates will never talk about. They never will talk about GMOs in our diet and how I'm going to stop Monsanto. They'll never talk about ending the pesticide abuse of our nation, our land. They'll never talk about that because they're in the back pocket of those big, huge mega corporations that want to poison the earth and slowly kill off the population, poisoning your bodies with all kinds of chemicals. And you wonder why grandma's in the hospital with a cancer bill that's going to take her house and you won't get an inheritance. And you wonder why I'm even here talking about this because, gosh, you should have been dead a long time ago or something, buddy. That's what people say. Well, the fact is I've never done anything wrong to anybody. And I simply do a show from the privacy of my secure home. I had to invest a lot in security. It's kind of wild. But the good thing is this penetrates your thick head, and every time I talk, I'm etching away at that little brain in your head that doesn't seem to have the ability to understand a damn thing. You might as well vote for Obama. It wouldn't matter. Pot is not a poison. Pot is effectively medicinal. It's helping people across the nation with PTSD. Oh, thank you. We're copying all transactions here. Thank you very much. Any threats are reported to the authorities. Trump has a huge, huge problem. He's got the same problem Obama has. Massive ego, inability to compromise, inability to negotiate. That's what Trump's got going. That's what you want? Another flip to the other side now? I mean, come on, folks. You can do better than that. You know you're screwed with both Trump and Hillary. You know that. It's pretty much an essential reality that people are going to have to face that big, tough question. Corruption versus non-corruption. No. Renegades, I was being nice to you earlier. I'm going to ban you. Yeah, you didn't realize how nice I was. You know, that's a serious misstatement. I'm going to let you give it out, though. I mean, you have your opinions about PTSD. I do, too. No, not at all. In fact, medicinal marijuana has been well documented. They have a study done in Madrid, Spain in 2011 that's now been substantiated by another competitive rival subject study done on people using marijuana or cannabinoids to shrink tumor cells in their brain. And it's been peer-reviewed and it's valid. Now, 2 studies verify that they do, in fact, shrink brain cell tumor activity. End of point. So we will legalize it. Okay, well, you can come into our show tomorrow as an ex-Blackwater contractor. You disagree with my anti-war ideas. Come on in. If your job's on the line here, you've been making $1,000 a day for how many years? You got enough money stocked in your savings account to live the rest of your life. Just back off and let the peaceniks take over this nation. What the hell is wrong with you, man? I mean, you're out there making big bucks, continuing wars. You must feel like crap when you go to bed. Seriously, do you even have a conscience? An ex-Blackwater agents. My God. I'm talking about marijuana because it's the secret to winning this campaign. Hillary's not going to legalize it. Donald Trump's not going to legalize it. Hello, folks. You want to legalize it? You got to vote for me. I don't really have a net worth. I have a home. You know, I'm not a big money guy. I told you that. I'm not materialistic. What makes me so amazing? Aside from the 7,000 plus hours of broadcasting nightly, aside from the fact that I haven't skipped a beat, being the only person out there communicating to the American people on a nightly basis, the most transparent American individual out there, what makes me special, I continue to do it, despite all odds. That I have the strength and mind and composure to do a show every night and deliver a message. That's what makes me different. I don't read off a teleprompter. My ideas are original, and I believe this country needs a person like me more than ever before. I don't care if people smoke in the privacy of their own home, but there's laws against it in your state. So guys, you know, until we get a president out there to legalize it, you're living in hypocrisy land. Woo. Yeah. I know I've got talent. I can handle a whole hell of a lot of crap and then some. So believe me, you want a guy in the clutches of a serious meltdown in our economy, I'm your guy. I've got a plan to get us out of this tough situation. Hey, you want to threaten me with assassination? That's another death threat which is prosecutable. Would you like me to just go ahead and send this off to the local sheriff and then they could pass it on to the FBI? So you want to threaten a good, solid American with assassination and try to derail a campaign to unite this country? You really think that's going to roll? Wow. You people are desperate. You can see I'm going to take down the Trump empire in politics. You can see how his political empire he's constructed with all his money is going to come tumbling down in about 2 months once I get some mainstream media attention. I don't have alien facts. The fact is, there are no alien pictures of an alien. Can you name one picture of an alien? We have more to fear with transhumanism and biometrics and robotics than we do of an alien invasion. What do we have? I would say 5 billion cell phones out there now? There must be 5 billion out of 7.5 billion people. There must be 5 billion cell phones. Every one of them has a camera, but not one of them can snap a picture of an alien that's credible. And you think aliens exist. You're like Hillary. Hillary thinks that aliens exist. Would you like to come out now, Hillary? Come on out. It's okay. There you go. All right, so, excuse me. But this bronchial thing is hanging on like a mother. Yeah. Yeah, I do not go in the night air after this weird hybridized cold that's hit the West Coast. I know numerous people that have had a cold in recent days. I ended up giving one to Sarah, and she's such a great woman that she went out and did an entire speaking engagement today in Seattle in front of an audience on coding, programming for children. It was an amazing educational technology show that I went to, and it was great. I didn't think it would be that good, but at the end, it was exhilarating. No, I don't need anyone to feed me. I have my own income, my own assets. In fact, my income is right now just me pulling from my assets. Whenever I need money, I just go to the bank and withdraw it. No, never had profligate sex acts. I actually am a person who can honestly say I've never had unprotected sex. I'm not FBI, that's for sure. If I was a shill, guys, I would have been in the mainstream media by now. I mean, 7 years of doing this with no profit, not a penny of profit, and calling me a shill or an FBI, that's just not happening. I'm not in any way connected to government or corporations. I'm your guy. I've protected my integrity all these years, and I'm going to take it all the way to the White House and beyond. No, I am not an officer of the law. Wherever you get your pot information from your ass, so, why don't you consult your ass next time you talk about marijuana? Just give it a good whiff. You heard me, because you guys got it wrong, man. Marijuana is helping people all over this nation.
Someone for president.
Can't stop, can't stop, and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. Can't stop, can't stop, and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. Can't stop, can't stop.
First we hit 'em low, then we hit 'em high. Underrated, but we made it to the finish line. Rhymes designed to combine and intertwine. Spring to the summer, fall, even winter time. Beats banging harder, then head-on collisions. We make incisions with precision and quick decisions. Causing double visions if you ain't up to speed. You need to speed it up, partner. Piano read.
We can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. Can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. Can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. Can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop and we won't stop.
In this coming election year, please vote for David Spawn High. America's Third Party.
Can't stop, can't stop, can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. Can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, can't stop.
right, thank you. I'm glad we were able to do that. A lot of people like that song. And I'm not FBI, so stop putting that in the chat room. Oh no, I don't. I mean, killing exotic animals is their choice. You know, anybody can go out and kill a rare extinct species or near extinct species if they want, I suppose. All right, I'm not against hunting per se, as long as you're going to eat that. But I doubt Donald Trump or his family ate that. You think they could afford maybe going to Spagos for dinner? You know. Is the song blows? Okay, yeah. I've been getting a lot of feedback about the song. The problem is we have a lot of supporters here that really like it. And that's been an unstopped reality that we have to deal with. I'm forced to play the song, guys. Yeah. I never really liked it either when I first heard it, but yeah. You think I want to play that song? Well, now apparently you're going to be forced to listen to it again.
We can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight.
I'm just kidding. I was going to torture you. I'm not gay, dude. Yeah, women dig me, and I dig women. I am oozing passion and je ne sais quoi, sensuality. You caught me on one of those frisky nights. Yeah. Whatever. Just deal with it. Yes, I actually no, I never. Well, yes, I did. Yes. I'm not in any way that way. I show a tremendous amount of respect for women. I never met a woman I didn't like. I'm not scared of anybody. Do I look like a person walking around in fear? All right, here's the deal, guys. Hang on. Excuse me, but I'm monitoring your chat from another room. Thank you. Okay. I should have like a phone or an earpiece, but I don't really want Bluetooth. No, these are not. These are pretty cool. You put them next to your bed. You put them on your head, and when they land on the sheet next to you, they're like that, and they don't break. Yeah, when you watch a show at night, you don't want to interrupt your lover, your special person. Hey, Dave, do you honestly think you'll be Yes, I will. Dank. I've had to think that for some time because there's nobody else with good ideas besides me. If I had a rival or an equal out there, believe me, I would say that no, I wouldn't have a chance. But so far, I haven't seen anybody who can even get close to my astute views, my clear vision for the country, my great ideas, my ability to respond in real time to questions from the press. Go ahead. I'll take a question from the gentleman from ABC. Go ahead. What is this rumor about you doing a blackface video? Thank you for asking. The blackface video was originally designed to break through the censorship that was engineered against a third party. And when Barack Obama became president, it posed an opportunity which could not be avoided. An opportunity to make fun of the worst president that ever happened to exist in our nation. So yeah, we did what we had to do using free speech, and in no way have I said a racial slur against black people. I hope it does, because I'm trying to get it to elevate me a little bit. So far, I'm the talk of the town in Japan. It's helped me immensely. You think I'd have even 85 people, or whatever Vaughn wants to censor me at, in this particular chat room if I wasn't truly cutting edge? Yeah. I'm working on the bangs. I'm going to contact a system analysis to determine why my head has changed dimension, and now I look like an eagle. It's kind of a strange look, I must say. Yeah, it's from being on the road too long, man. Yeah, I was on the road today, big time. I was driving 125 miles back from Seattle. I have a lot more viewers than people know. Yeah, you're right, Guest 463. They are lowering the count. It's true. This is not a shill account. No. In fact, I've been doing this for 7,000 hours. There's no other person in the country who literally will do this. Yes, look at my reflex smile every time you ask me a question. Many of you are wondering whether I am an audio animatronic robotic presidential candidate, or possibly a hologram. This is completely untrue. As you know, there is new software developed to create the illusion of normality. Audio can be smoothed now using vector rotational analysis. And you can receive all your information through the digital spectrum. This capability is only perceived, not actually delivered. Yeah, there'll be a time someday when you actually will have a robotic president. You may even have one right now with this transhumanist we know as Barack Obama. He has a massive scar in his head. I don't think it's safe to say that this is like a made-up story. Yeah, and I'm not making this up. This is not photoshopped. Well, let's be clear. Yeah, you need to look at this, all of you. If you haven't seen it, and this is the first time you've seen the scar in his head, I'm about to reveal something very disturbing. Here's the back of his head. There it is, right there. There it is. You can look at it right there. Ooh, getting a little spooky here. We've got a robotic president. Yeah, it's the Little Dipper. I don't know what you're saying. I can't read your porn language. You're speaking porn to me. Could you speak English, please? Many of you are watching so much porn, it's actually become your language. Yeah. You need to start speaking human. English. Yeah, stop speaking porn, dude. Yeah, you can do better. Use your words. All right, we got fun stuff tonight on our Freedom Friday. I got to figure out what this picture is. Now. Okay, 1 million pounds of rat meat sold as boneless chicken wings in the United States. Only in America, folks. When you go to China, you don't get rats, you get, what, cats? Wow. Health is the wealth of heart.com. Let's change the subject from these scars on the president's head. I'm a little bit freaked out myself about the whole thing. Okay, according to the World News Daily Report, the Food and Drug Administration has caught several illegal containers originating from China. Inspected seized these containers at the port of San Francisco, and they found rat meat, which meant to be shipped to different meat processing plants across the American and sold as chicken. This means that the FDA inspects, caught, seized, and destroyed thousands of pounds of illegal rat meat, and they warn that there might be another 300,000 pounds of counterfeit rat meat still in motion. Well, you know, this is a delicacy down in the southern part of Mexico. You see, it's very expensive. Rats are expensive down there. You actually go down, you buy a big rat for dinner. People pay good money, Mexican dollars. All right. But some of you actually have a thought in your head. That's nice. Deep down, what do you got? Some of you actually think. It's amazing. Here's the story. The real thing is presented. Rat meat. Ladies and gentlemen, Real Thing TV.
£1 million of rat meat being sold as boneless chicken wings in US. We have learned that United States Food and Drug Administration, FDA, is now very concerned that an estimated 1 million pounds of rat meat, which is being passed off as boneless chicken wings, has been sold in restaurants and grocery stores across America. According to reports, FDA inspectors
I can't handle it.
raised concerns after several illegal shipping containers originating from China were seized by customs at the port of San Francisco.
People are hungry. It's amazing. He made the whole... He said everything I just said with a robotic voice. Yeah. I heard about meat glue. Yeah, pink slime and meat glue. Yeah, they're able to take all kinds of meat and make it look like beef. I know, barf time. I told you, it's China. Thank you. Vermont Senate votes to legalize weed. Well, the great state of Vermont needs to recognize the importance, and they have, folks. They're making the move like so many other states in the Union to legalize marijuana. Do you know that the entire Declaration of Independence was written on hemp paper? Are you aware of that? Indeed. The state Senate in Vermont today voted 17-12 to approve a bill that would end pot prohibition in the state and replace it with a system of taxation and regulation. Yay, Vermont! Yay! Yeah! Right on. Another one bites the dust. Yeah! So we're going to bring all these states in and get a national plan to legalize marijuana. That's what we're going to do. No, none of those are. No, none of those. No. All of the photos are real. Let me bring you up to the other original picture. We've got absolute proof that Barack Obama has a scar on his head. They airbrush it now. When they realized it was obvious, it became a kind of a point of shame. Why would the president have neurosurgery without talking to the American people about it? I think we know why. It's probably because there's a little Barack in there somewhere that says, I'm a little bit of a digital dude. He is digital. You cannot see that. Clearly, you are unable to recognize any cybernetic organism. It looks like scar tissue to me, man. Yes, I'm talking about it. I'm not a racist. No, you're just telling me I don't have freedom of speech. And you should pinch yourself because you live in America, the land of the free and the home of the brave. Nope, coffee just happens to help me percolate. I only drink 5 cups of coffee a day. You can't figure that out? I am right. No, I'm actually leading reality. That is a purgeable offense. He is a robot. Yes, my sister is in Hawaii, and she currently said that she loves it there, and I'm happy for her. I'm glad she finally found a place she really enjoys, especially in the winter when it's drizzly and rainy here. She's in Hawaii, basking in the sun. Did I purge you? I purged Scissor Fight. It's only because the chat is finally moving at the speed that it's supposed to be. Yep. You're jealous of me because I'm full of crap, you're saying. Dave does not compute. Frankly, my sister's always been invited as long as she doesn't slander me in the news. Yeah, I forgave her for her last attempt to slander me. Obama is not a great orator. No. In fact, he borrows his script from speechwriters. Obama has never actually spoken anything that he ever wrote. So, could you advance the teleprompter? Thank you. The FDA just banned fluoride-based chemicals in food packaging because of their toxicity, but won't ban fluoride in public water systems, folks. Wow. Talk about hypocrisy. This is why we need a third party. I know I sound redundant, but it's because we don't have any representation. Now, believe me, Black Lives Matter. All lives matter at this point. I'm not going to forget the plight of minorities who are living in the cities of America. We will get people jobs. We will make sure that they have training programs, and we will help kids stay off the street and out of gangs. And believe it or not, legalizing marijuana is a step in the right direction, because we will be pulling the base of a lot of gangland activities out of their pockets. They'll still be dealing crack and speed and whatever, but they won't be dealing marijuana necessarily, unless they're offering a better deal than the city governments. All right, the FDA just banned fluoride-based chemicals fluorine-based chemicals in food packaging. Very good. But they still won't ban the public water fluoride use. These perfluorinated compounds, PFCs, which belong to a class of coating chemicals associated with causing cancers, neurological problems, hormone imbalances, and other serious health problems, typically coated with PFCs, items include takeout food containers, non-stick cookware, and pizza boxes. Yeah, we don't need that stinking fluoridated stuff in our water either. Thank you. That was very, very good that you sent that in. Wow, this show just keeps getting better and better over time because we have the best links coming from people like Scissorfight. He'll be, of course, on staff at our White House administration as our link specialist. Whatever he wants to do. He's been such a big support here. We're going to give him a huge, whatever he wants that's realistic, an opportunity. Many of you are supporters, and likewise, we'll give you a place in my administration as well. And you may want to work out of your home state, and that's understandable. I don't want you to leave your area. You want to be okay, we'll put you in charge of all the jackasses, monkey times. Oh. Okay, you want her touching the headscarf? That's a little bit weird, don't you think? Okay. Well, let's be clear. That's what you're looking for right here? Okay. Well, you've met a lot of childish people, apparently. I'm not a child. I'm a grown man, and I'm really proud of myself. The problem is you don't agree, and that's understandable. You've never met anybody quite like me. Most people, it's shock and awe. It's shock initially to look at me, and then awe. I was walking it was so funny. I was walking in this convention hall, and I walked up to two women, and this is my new anecdote where I talk about little things that happen. Well, I walked past these two women, and I could tell that they were like staring at me, but not wanting to know that I'm looking back, you know. And I don't know why they were staring at me, but of course, maybe I was just, good looking. I don't know. But they were like 20-ish, and I walked by them and, excuse me, they were 20-ish. Thank you. And I immediately turned around and kind of like changed direction, and walked with them. And I heard them saying, "Did you see that guy? Oh, he's looking at me. Turn around." He's followed us. I'm not a dictator, no. I'm a benevolent man, and I will help this nation. They might have been saying, yeah, look at the width of those hips. This guy's got a very nicely shaped hip area. Yeah, he'd be an amazing find. Yeah, anybody who has hips wide enough to accommodate one of the largest organs on the planet would definitely be somebody they're interested in. What the hell, man? I mean, I've got a 38 waist. I mean, you roll me over the grill here every night. I don't know what they were looking at, but I wasn't really looking at them in a sexually attractive way. I mean, I found, well, you know what I found interesting is just the natural beauty of women. I find that really. I especially love the way they smell. Remember Scent of the Woman with Al Pacino? Yeah, isn't that great? Yeah, I just love that. It must be the pheromones. All right, let me just talk about something else that happened to me today. This morning, Sarah and I bolted out of bed at 7 in the morning. Had to get to this place by 7:30, no, by 8 o'clock for a keynote speech. And we were packing up the hotel room, and I got everything down to a science. And we get ready to do the breakfast thing. We walk in there, and there's this homeless guy eating in this lovely concierge free breakfast place. They had sausage, they had scrambled eggs. Oh, it was great. They had cottage cheese, cream cheese, bagels, muffins. They had a waffle maker. You ever been to a hotel with a waffle maker in it? It was awesome too. Sarah made me a waffle. We actually split it. Anyway, this hobo guy is standing there by the coffee machine, and somebody immediately saw him and reported him. I'm not high as hell, but thank you anyway. And it's the funniest thing. I felt sorry for the guy because he was obviously without food, right? But he went to the coffee machine. He didn't even get the goodies. I mean, they had walnuts there. They had all kinds of good stuff. I had like 2 really tasty pork sausages. And the Mexican lady that was working there says, "Easie's number 5 in the day." But anyway, the funniest thing happened. The manager walked up to him and said, "Sir, you can't. Are you a resident here?" And he said, "Yeah, what makes you think I'm not a resident here?" And he had his bags and he had his backpacks. And, I think he was sporting a malt liquor at the time. He just needed to sober up. He just wanted to get a little coffee in his system.
There's a grilled cheese sandwich on the...
You made a grilled cheese sandwich? That's so cool. Thank you. Sarah made me a grilled cheese sandwich. That's awesome. Anyway, let me share this story to you. That was really cool. I'm looking forward to. It gets better. It was the weirdest, like, few minutes out of sleep, and I'm out there in the middle of a concierge eating the best food ever, and I've got to inhale it within 5 minutes because I know I got to get on the road to drive down to the convention center so that she can see the keynote speaker. Anyway, so we had about a 15-minute breakfast, and the manager said to him, "Sir, you need, are you a resident here?" And he says, "Well, what makes you think I'm a resident?" "Well, what's your name, sir?" "Dick Fungus." And I saw this little gay guy turn around and go, "Okay, I'll go check the registry for Dick Fungus." I was like, "Why are you checking the registry? Just call the cops. What the hell? Nobody's named Dick Fungus." Yeah. Can you imagine calling themselves Dick Fungus? And the guy believed him. No, I don't hate gays. But I just thought that was amazing. You don't understand, guys. I'm being censored. Just wake up to the reality that I'm not a gamer right now. My gaming show is enormously popular. Hey, the Fonz. Uh-oh, Dick Fungus is going to sue me. Sueheim. Uh-oh. So clearly his name was not Dick Fungus. The guy checked the registry, and the gay guy came back going, "Sir, you're not on the registry." And I turned to the gay guy, and I didn't even, really, it just blurted out of my mouth, and I said, "So Dick is no longer on the menu?" Yeah. Okay, so that's the end of it. Oh, I forgot the punchline. And he said, "No, he's not on the menu." He thought it was a joke. It was kind of a joke, but it was just ironic. Yeah. It was a big moment in my life, and you should be very proud of me. I didn't in any way react negatively. I finished my pork sausage and my scrambled eggs with cheese on it and herbs and my half of a waffle. And I jumped out there in the car and I drove Sarah to her destination. She did this great speech in front of all these people on coding and programming for education. I know. Sarah made me a cheese sandwich, and I'm going to have a carb heaven situation in a few minutes. Thank you. It was hilarious. Thank you. At least somebody found humor in it. Thank you. I give speeches every night. People like me. I'm popular. And gosh darn it, people like me. Well, you want me to bring Barack Obama in here and have a conversation with him right now? We can do that. I'm not above making this possible. Well, let's be clear. All right, we're going to ask him some important questions and try to get to the bottom of why he has a scar on his head. Mr. Barack Obama, you want to come on in? Barack, come on in. Come on in. You can do it. Oh, stop being so bashful. I'm not going to bite. Come on in, Brock. Yeah, you make it in. Okay, there you go. Okay, well, let's be clear. We're going to have a one-on-one conversation with the former president. I mean, the soon-to-be former president. Is he still president? I mean, really? I mean, call it a president. Hey, I know my head's a little larger than yours. I've been told I have a very large head, but the correct, the height of my head is... Well, let's be clear. I know. I've got a big head. Well, let's be clear. I'm David. That's Barack. You want the Hillary snake time? You won't take the Hillary Zoom attack alien picture? Well, my head is oddly shaped because I haven't... There we go. I adjusted contact ratio. He's your brother. Well, let's be clear. Hillary, do you mind? Thank you. Go away. Go away wherever your emails went. Okay, let me reduce the size of my head. Promises for the upcoming campaign. Well, let's be clear. We're going to continue down a pathway of sucking up to corporations. And I have to get in position here. I think Barack Obama should actually change his name back to Barry Soetoro, and I think she should run again. The American people are at this point so out of it, they wouldn't even know the difference if Barack Obama entered the race as Barry Soetoro. Seriously. It'd be no problemo. And think of winning the Latino voters. I'm feeling the vibe, baby. Yeah. It's all good. It's all good now. Yeah, we're all getting good. Uh-huh. Let's bring in the waterfall. Okay. Yeah, he got the money, but he gonna take it away from the American people unless you get your head out of your ass. Yeah, the thing is, Donald Trump, his wealth should not buy the election. And I tend to agree with Barack Obama. When I say that he's trying to, he's not going to be that important in this election. He's not going to win. Because I'm going to change my color and run as David Spahn. Without being Muslim, I'll fulfill my mandate. Offer transparency in the White House. I can't guarantee that I can get the prisoners out of Guantanamo, but we are going to turn it into a lovely prison tourism facility. Well, we're almost to the 3-minute mark. Let me wrap things up for you. I am not speaking in anything. I'm just using freedom of speech, and you don't know it. Hey, this has been great fun, but I have got to relax, and I'm going to break right into my... Well, gosh, now we're picking up viewers. What is going on with Vaughn? I mean, I'm going to have to extend another half hour of show. This is ridiculous. Well, forehead holes is... I'm going to get cosmetic surgery on these 2 zit marks on my head. Someday. Plus, I'll have a little brow lift at the same time. What do you think that'll cost to have those 2 scarlet, removed? They're little pock marks. Not. I got them when I had a couple bad zits. There are no particular robotic tendencies here. I'm speaking to you. Hello, Miss Oma. Good evening. Jacket Pockets. How's Chi-Town doing, buddy? Aye. Okay. So I'd like to turn the entire White House into a buffet and brewery, making one particular great kind of beer. Blueberry Hefeweizen. I've been wanting to make blueberry Hefeweizen for a long time. I want to import blueberries from Maine into the DC area. And I want to put them inside the vats that Barack Obama spent so much on. We think we have the Bert and Ernie morph with Bernie, folks. We've got it. Bert, this is the first time. This Silvertoons guy is spot on. He couldn't have made a better picture of Bernie Sanders. Poor Bernie. And to think that people think he's going to be the guy they're going to vote for by default. They haven't even seen me. I haven't even entered the political spectrum yet. A lot of you political prognosticators have absolutely no idea what's coming. Once the Democrats realize they can't win with Hillary, and once the Republicans realize that they chose a real, almost a weight around their shoulders with Trump, they're going to realize that a centrist is going to solve America's problems. I'm going to get people to write me in this election. There's 34% of the American people are not even voting right now. If I can get those people to vote for me by writing my name in, simply using their words, Rat David Sponheim, on the ballot, I'm the voice of reason. I've been in the race. I'm a registered write-in candidate. In fact, I'm probably one of the first, if not the first, registered write-in candidate for 2016. Definitely get the black lady vote. Definitely. Well, I'd rather buy an America, scissor fight. I know, but I just got to help the blueberry industry a little bit. Just by ordering a few crates every week. Yeah. Buy American. Dude, you're a dingleberry. Wow. Tell that to your own floating stools. Yeah. Turn to your toilet bowl in the morning and say, you're a dingleberry. You're like David. And then flush the toilet. That'll make you feel better. While you literally are going to be literally vomiting in your own vomit. Living in your own vomit, I should say. When I become president. Many of you are going to be so pissed off, I can just see it. You're turning red like a beet thinking about it. Well, let's be clear. I can't read your words. Could you speak English? Many of you have been communicating in porn too much. Stop speaking in porn. Speak in English. Oh yeah, this is the former naval officer who could be a shill. The Navy has been pushing this BS story about aliens for some time. Yeah. You know, like I said, guys, I mean, it doesn't take a West Point graduate to realize there's 5.3 billion cell phones in the world. How come we don't have any credible pictures of aliens? I mean, seriously.
Just in time to coincide with the return of the hit sci-fi show The X-Files, the CIA organized some declassified reports on UFOs stretching across 6 decades. The CIA even made some handy reading
Okay, currently my microphone was cut off, but it could have been that I was saying some pretty outrageous things just now. And I censored myself. That was a case of David censoring himself. Now, when you look back in the archive of this video, you will be able to read my lips. And I would urge you to go to the 3-hour mark and then listen. And you'll be able to hear the true story of aliens directly from my mouth. All right? You can get busy working on it tonight. It'll be uploaded by about, I would say, 1 in the morning Eastern. No, actually, 1 in the morning Eastern time. Never, never lose your temper. Remain happy and cool and headed like this young man here, David Sponheim. Oh, really? UFOs and aliens have visited Earth former... Yeah. They're going to say that. Yeah, Johnny, they're going to say that it's an alien agenda. How come none of you can think with your heads? What's wrong with you? I just told you we've got 5.3 billion cell phones with cameras on the planet right now, and there's not one credible photo of an alien. Cool. That's a really good interactive map. That is awesome, man. It's how the West was won in interactive map style. Very cool. It's slowly acquiring more and more states and territories. Look at that, everybody. Louisiana territory was huge. Oregon County. Well, this has been really informative. Thank you. It's been one heck of a night, everybody. Yeah. So let's get back to fantasizing about this great buffet that I want to put together. What would you like on the menu at the White House? Let's just spend the night doing something free and easy. 'Cause I'm easy like. Okay, let's just talk. Thank you. What is it would you like on the menu? I'm going to start with lobster bisque. I agree, and that's why I'm doing this show, Johnny. Why do you think I'm doing the show? Because I'm piercing through the control of the mainstream media. You don't get that? EVPs. We might as well talk about ghosts. Would you like to talk about ghosts? Electronic voice phenomenon is very well noted. I myself have encountered something very strange in my life. Things that go bump in the night. Would you like to go down that road tonight? We can. We're free to talk about whatever you want. Would you like to talk about ghosts and spirits, Johnny? Or would you rather talk about aliens? I'm more inclined to believe in a ghost or spirit world than I am an alien reptilian arriving on the planet. Well, because I can't take pictures of ghosts, there doesn't need a camera. I don't need a cell phone. But EVPs definitely have some validity in my mind. Well, Jacket, I told you, you're in Chi-Town. You go to bed now. I'm trying to do this show with maximum exposure and minimal stress because I've done over 7,000 plus hours nonstop, except for a break for sleep and rest and an occasional Netflix movie here and there. Of course, they won't show the real photos. Okay, that's your reason? Okay. So you believe the alien pictures that are out there are not being revealed. So whenever somebody has a Twitter account, they can email an alien picture to anyone in the world, but you're saying they won't allow any reveal of... You're not making any sense. Well, here's an alien picture. Barry Soetoro's university, his ID card. The question is this real or is this Memorex? Or was this photoshopped? I don't know. I can't even validate whether this is a real picture or a real actual image. Oh, it'd be 100. Jackie Gleason would be 100 years old. I did have some blueberry juice, yes. I took a swig. You know I always hit the blueberry juice about 2.5 hours into the show. You couldn't expect me to do this show for 4 hours without a little picker-upper. Yeah, blueberry is a natural. It's a natural antioxidant. And I urge you, if you're going to be taking a test, no, there's numerous pictures of that scar. Yep, blueberry juice is good. Well, we may have a lot of pictures of Barack Obama. I've been very careful to not show you the ones with weird messages on them. I show you pretty toned down images. And when I show you a real image, now this has been photoshopped. The president is a lie dispenser, but he's not necessarily an actual candy store item. So it's fairly sure that is... Let me show you the things that really are photoshopped. Like his picture of him when he graduated, or when he actually was supposedly the president of the Harvard Law Review. We don't know who you're talking about, Johnny, and I don't really care. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, let me show you one of the best Photoshop pictures of Barack Obama ever. It actually, when the CIA art department worked on it, everyone believed it. It was like, oh yeah, really? Oh, sure. Oh, yeah, I believe that. Oh, yeah. Take that gift down. Oh, you don't like being told that Obama was bad and he lies? Oh, wow. So you're like in delusion land or something? You don't realize that Obama ordered the death of this woman right here? Miriam Carey, who was shot to death 5 times the back of her head? Okay, you can believe Stanton Friedman if you want. I mean, whatever. Yeah, you can believe whatever you want. I do believe that there's life outside this universe, but it's probably the size of an amoeba. Yeah. No, she wasn't. She was actually she touted herself as the Queen of Stanton. Yeah, she was apparently she was a woman who lived in Connecticut, was out of work for a while because she bore a baby who she believed was the child of Barack Obama. That fateful day, I believe it was March, well, it was 2010, I believe, she was shot down outside of the White House. You remember this? I mean, I don't have to stretch your imaginations very far. This isn't like, I'm not trying to fist you with the truth. Yeah, you're not pulling a gaper on this one, buddy. Ma'am. Yeah. Obama doesn't even know his own birth date, guys. He's a made-up character.
People like myself, if I'm going to be turning 50 in a week, so I'm starting to think a little bit more about Medicare eligibility. I'm going to be turning 50 in a week, so I'm going to be turning 50 in a week, so.
It seems that Barack Obama doesn't even know his own birthday. Surprise, surprise. After spending more than 2 years in office deflecting questions surrounding his correct birth date and his correct birthplace, Obama officially, in front of cameras, missed his own birthday. On Friday, July 15th, he announced that his birthday was, quote, next week. Actually, according to the document that he released in April and claimed to be his official birth certificate, his birthday would not be for another 3 weeks, on August the 4th. The president's apparent error got practically no coverage from major media.
Thank you, P.P. Simmons. Well, let's be clear. Barack Obama, you have clearly lied to the American people. Yeah. He doesn't even know his own birth date. And 168 is right. You're right, 168. Psychologically, yeah. Thank you. He's an empty vessel. He's a programmed puppet. You don't understand. The CIA is a group of Marxist thugs. I mean, what the hell, man? You didn't figure it out? Our government is being run by an elitist group of people from within? You don't get that? Wow. Super Dave, just don't come in here and start using expletives. Say something with a meaning as opposed to just calling people names. I don't drink, I don't smoke. I just poke that poke. Well, honestly, you can't even use logic here and realize that whatever. Okay, well, this is what happens when you do somebody in the you-know-what, Larry. Yeah. I live in a logical world. My framework of logic is perfect. I have some of the best logic in the world. I can talk circles around you with my intelligence. Test me. Give me a shot. You haven't asked me one single question. Well, let's be clear. Sons of Liberty Media. Okay, let's take a look. Economic recovery? Question mark? 13 of the biggest retailers in America are closing down their stores. This should be a telltale sign of the mistake of Barack Obama as a president. Yeah. Well, let's be clear. If you can't get the picture, I mean, it's winking at you, folks. It's right there in front of your eyes. The telltale signs of a closing, collapsing economy, which I've been warning you about for the past 7 or 8 years. You know, it's getting so redundant that I feel like I might as well just morph into Barack Obama. It wouldn't matter at this point. Well, I'm just green with envy. You know, if I had had the opportunity to lead this nation over the past 8 years, you think I'd be sitting here like a green munchkin talking to the American people? No. We would be ramping up a program to save homes in America. We'd be building up the Homestead Renewal Plan. We'd probably have rebuilt countless homes. We would have had virality in our economy. Retail stores would have had some support from me because I'm a protectionist. I support protecting our great nation's economy. But I wouldn't give big corporations, too big to fail companies, extra money like Obama did. I'd give them a way out, a financial way out. For instance, General Motors would have had a chance to sell property like the parts division of the Geo Metro to the American people so that we could retool a hybrid that'll get 100 miles per gallon and cost under $15,000. Remember the Geo Metro? You put a nice style on the outside of that powertrain and add a battery pack, you're going to get 75 to 80 miles per gallon to start with. Marxism is a failed economic policy. It's never actually been accurate. There is no segue between socialist, capitalist, and communist economies. There is no dividing line either. We are all in a mixed economy at this point. Every nation it's literally embracing elements of capitalism, socialism, and communism. It just so happens the Democratic Party are all Marxist at this point, borrowing from the American taxpayer to finance excesses beyond anyone could possibly imagine. Obama has outspent Bush 2-1. It's never been implemented properly because of greed. Look at the Politburo. Greed infects all economic forms. You just can't figure this out. What I developed was a concept called hybrid capitalism that keeps itself in check. And you can download our video. You can basically download a copy of our book at AmericasThirdParty.com. If you go to the store, click on the store tab, and you can read it for 99 cents. I just lowered the price. All right, so this is the plan. You right-click on our poster. You save it to your hard drive. You go down to Office Max. You email it to Office Max. You phone or Office Depot or Staples. Ask them what their email address is. Email that to them and ask them to print it up on 11 by 17. Color on cardstock. All right? Color on cardstock. And then you just make your own poster for $1.88 plus tax for $2. Plus tax for $2. Plus tax for $2. All right, thank you. That's how much you have to spend to support us. Wow. You think you could do that? You think you could pull a couple bucks out of your pocketbook? Because obviously you can't donate any money here. No, of course I'm not going to reimburse your expenses. I'm trying to get you behind a plan to save this country. I'm going to help you if you help me. Help me help you. Help me help you, help me help you. Help me help you, help me help you, help me help you. Sounded like an E. E. Cummings poem. Yeah, he was kind of strange that way. Why would anyone support an obviously deluded whack job? In your mind, I'm deluded. I'm penetrating a lot of your BS coming out of your brainwashed head. More than 80,000 Cubans entered the country in 2015, yeah. And I'll bet not one of them was a full-time doctor. Well, if I admit that alien life form does exist, I do agree that you could be quite helpful, yes. I don't have a payroll. Everything we do here is voluntary. We wouldn't have even been able to give you this show for the past 7 years. This show is being run on a shoestring budget, man. I don't make a penny doing this. I feel like, my life really living on government cheese and living down by the river or the beach in Venice, California in my van has been replicated. Aside from the fact that I own my own home, I still live the same way I did when I was living down by the beach in my van at the river. Yeah, you know how that goes. All right. Trump wants me in a debate. Are you willing to take on this monster? If Trump was foolish enough to want me in a debate, he'd get he'd get plowed over verbally because I basically take huge tactics. I play chess like I can't even tell you how I play chess. I match my opponent. My opponent uses verbal assaults. I use verbal assaults. A person goes ahead and plays a game of chess with me and they start taking my opponents. I rip through their opponents until we're down to a king and a queen and a rook and a knight. Then I take them down. That's how it's done. So you match your opponent with equal fiercity and velocity and something city. Whatever, dude. Just give me a shot. That's all I'm asking, man. Just give me a shot, man. They don't want to get me in a debate, man, because they know I'm real, that I'm not controlled, that I am completely untethered. They want to pull Donald Trump down. They just give the guy who came up with the ideas he's used to challenge him in a debate. I mean, I'll sit there and go, yeah, we do need a fence, not a wall. We don't need Mexico to pay for it. You missed that point, Trump. It'd be more like we'd probably agree on 6 key points that are very attractive to the American voters right now. And we disagree on all the other things. He doesn't want to end the Fed. He doesn't want to stop GMOs. He doesn't even know that fluoride in the water lowers your IQ. He wants Apple to be boycotted because they want to protect your privacy. How out of it can anyone possibly be? Apple and now Bill Gates, of all people, Microsoft, is trying to challenge the FBI from trying to break into the encryption data software that is available. Gold took a dump? Really? Gold down? Silver down? Wow, it looks like we're getting played here, aren't we? Thanks, Scissor Fight. Well, the cheese sandwich will be done in just a few minutes. I just have to pop that puppy in the micro and... You are so full of evil. What the hell, man? What are you, some sort of religious freak? Well, you are a religious freak. I believe in God, and I have a personal relationship with the Lord. But I don't need some pastor to tell me that I have sinned, and you need to show your faith. You know that in Matthew 6:6, it said, go forth and pray in the closet. Now, how many of you are in the closet praying? Seriously. How many of you are even following Scripture? Well, I am irrelevant because of censorship, you're right. It's turned anybody who's got the capability to defeat Donald Trump in a head-to-head verbal banter, because it wouldn't be a debate. It would be one person bantering at the other. Exactly. They're suppressing gold markets for a big buyback. Good point. Well, you need to purge the demons from your soul, sir. Well, maybe you're in the closet and you should pray about getting out of the closet. Think about it. Now I go into stealth mode as we cruise into the 6-minute mark in the final few minutes of this show before I collapse. I just drove 125 miles on the freeway after spending 2 days with Sarah at a convention to deal with technology and children and how they can be improving their education. And no, there were no kids at this entire convention. They're just people talking about how to educate kids. Hold my hand. Here, give me your hand. Reach out into the TV screen and the video monitor, and please hold my hand. Feel the strength and the power and the wisdom of the future of America. Reverend Heim. Oh, you're irrelevant because you promote things that are obviously untrue. That is not true. In fact, it is true that there are massive sprays in the skies above us. It is true that they are simply destroying the planet we live in. Let me show you a picture that came in our show last week. This is like bizarre. I didn't even think this was possible, but they are literally blanket covering, carpet bombing, or I should say carpet spraying all over the atmosphere. That's just crazy. It's crazy. That's just crazy. That's crazy. Pastor Heim. Look at this picture that was taken off a geocaching world environmental map showing the atmosphere. It shows an absolute, utter carpet spraying job. No, Scissor Fight is the source of this. And what's really interesting is just a few days later, they tried to re-engineer it, and they did an airbrush job on it. Let me show you that one, and I'll bring in that picture of the free falling World Trade Center in just a second. Believe me, you show somebody a building that falling at free falling speed, and they don't. It's like they haven't even questioned 9/11, guys. Donald Trump won't even admit that 9/11 is an inside job or could be an inside job. He won't even admit it. Let me get the framing for tomorrow night's show from the White House. We are going to be doing an anti-war rally tomorrow night from 6 to 9. Our pre-show will be probably thwarted. We don't know. The pre-show may be a thing of the past. I don't know. I mean, things are heating up around here, you know. This will be the background for tomorrow night. But yeah, let me show the other picture of the same picture. A week and a half after the first picture occurred, he went back to the same location and looked at a site that showed the picture altered and doctored. And this is something NOAA's been doing heavily. When they see something that is clearly a chemtrail above the sky, it's irrefutable. They go in and they come up with a similar picture, and this is what they came up with. This was the area that he had under his view. This is the area that they created. So they morphed it into something that they felt they had to somehow. Isn't that amazing? All right. Well, this has been special. I'm glad you enjoyed the show. Some of you probably hated it, but whatever. The emperor has no clothes. Question authority. Speak out. I want a nation of thinking individuals when I'm president. I will be pulling fluoride from our water system. I'll be legalizing marijuana so that you can come up with some new thoughts, because obviously you're going to need it. And I'm going to be eliminating the threat of GMOs in our diet by initiating an anti-GMO campaign with the Justice Department. We'll launch a lawsuit against Monsanto claiming that the recent Supreme Court ruling that you cannot patent the human genome will be precedent to say that you can't patent any carbon-based organism and charge farmers for it. And you guys in Iowa, I need your vote. So you guys think about writing my name in, okay? I can still get on the ballot in every state. Just got to get there and get petitions to get on the ballot. But I'm not going to wait around for that. I'm pushing for the writing campaign right now. So if you want to write my name in, it doesn't matter whether I'm on the ballot. All right? Thank you. It's been fun. And thanks for coming into our show and giving us credible information. Nope, Trump did not make any wording specific that I know of talking about 911 being an inside job. He merely said that Bush didn't find the WMDs and he was at fault for the Iraq War. That's not claiming that 9/11 was an inside job. Big difference, guys. Get with the program. Donald Trump has not spoken out to end the Fed. He's not acknowledged that it could be an inside job. He's diverted away from that because he knows it's politically hot potatoes. I, however, am not afraid of taking on every single political hot potato out there, and I've given you a legacy of 7 going on 8 years of nonstop interactive communication with the American people. All right? That's all I can tell you. Judge me by the work that I have done here. My commitment to this show, the endless battle to get the word out about America and how our freedoms are being suppressed. When Donald Trump's tweeted that he wants us to boycott Apple, one of the only companies that has actually shown profit with making products in America, he attacks the one company that's a gleaming example of profit for the betterment of our nation with the development of all the great gadgets that they've come out with. They sold those iPhones because they had encryption data in them, and a capability of controlling what anyone can see of your private life. Apple understands your privacy, and Donald Trump wants that gone. Donald Trump wants the NSA to look at every little thing in your personal life for fear that maybe ISIS is out there. When Donald Trump copied me and said that Hillary and Obama created ISIS, and now he's worried about ISIS. I mean, what the hell? Does he even understand what he's saying at any given time? Nobody bought the White House yet, Ron. The war's not over. This is just beginning. When money tries to buy politics, when censorship tries to shut down communication, when people are being held back in America like I've been for the past 7 years, things change, and it's called osmosis. They can't control what I put in motion 7 years ago. They cannot censor me beyond a certain point because eventually the media will have to come to my door and talk to me about the issues.
When you create a staged event such as Sandy Hook, you cannot back.
All right. We've got a good PK Truth show tonight. As you know, our show's been filled with all kinds of good stuff in the late hours, and I appreciate the links you guys have sent in. We're going to feature this PK story about Sandy Hook. Okay. And we got the Free Fallen story to show first. Just basically 4 minutes of the Free Fallen information and how impossible it is for a building to free fall unless it's been blasted with a massive demolition. And if they lied to us and 9/11 was an inside job, we'll find out when we do an investigation, a third-party investigation into the 9/11 Commission report and why they didn't include explosions in their analysis. It's absolutely ludicrous. They think we're all idiots. They think we're all morons that we're just going to sit here and go, well, okay, lie to us some more. We'll believe you. Well, maybe some of you are morons. That's your choice. These conversations are going to get more and more real as time goes on because, frankly, I've had it. I'm going to just tell it like it is, man. When I first came into our show 7 years ago, I filtered what I said. When people said, hey, man, do you believe that 9/11 was an inside job? I said, I'm questioning it. I've got serious questions. But after 5 years of reviewing evidence, I started telling people that this is exactly what I think it is. Here we go. Okay, take care, everybody. Good night. We interrupt this broadcast to interrupt the song because that would be a copyright violation if I played more than 2 seconds of that. Yeah. And it's not a copyright violation. It's considered fair use if you're showing information. But let's just say this. I'm ending the YouTube recorded broadcast right now.